Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Carver Conservation Commission meeting of Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. This meeting is being cablecast by Area 58 Community Access Media, Channel 15, and will be posted by Area 58 on YouTube as soon as possible. We've got a fairly sizable agenda this evening. We've got 6 discussion items and 3 continued public hearings, and I believe 4 new ones. So let's get right to it. Discussion number 1 is SE 126-691 Rochester Road, Lot 3, additional tree removal request.
Okay, so this was a request that had come in about the site out at Rochester Road. It was permitted under an order of conditions last year, and they were inquiring about removing additional trees right here in this area along the 65-foot buffer. And they were concerned with the mature trees like right behind the to-be-constructed house. As well as they were talking about some trees that appeared to be in the 100-foot buffer up here. It wasn't entirely clear, so I'd probably want to know if they were included in the 100-foot buffer as well for those. But yeah, so we were out there and saw some of the trees that had been flagged and had wanted to come down, so I don't know if you guys just want to discuss that.
Yeah, we were out there today. That there are a lot of the trees that were flagged. There quite a few of them are dead, and they obviously can come down right away. But there are others that were still alive, and they are within the 65-foot buffer zone. There's a chance that they could become a danger to the home, but we've set precedent beforehand that you can't build yourself into a dangerous situation. So I'll defer to members of the commission for what their thoughts are, maybe some ideas of what we might want to do there. There was one tree right on the corner of that small area heading to the northeast, which is where the well is at the end of that. That definitely is a kind of standing alone, very top-heavy tree, so I don't have any issue with that one coming down, personally, as an extra one, but not sure about all the others. Any thoughts from the members who were?
Well,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of trees in there, and the only thing that we do is have them go around and mark the ones they want to cut down. I think that would be the easiest thing to do.
Mark all the ones?
All the ones they want down.
Okay.
Right.
And then we would go back?
And tell them yes, no, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I know it's complicated, but I don't know what else to do. It's because there's a lot of trees in there, and a lot of them are dead, a lot of them are just not.
Right.
But there's some cedars there
And there's some healthy trees in there,
that look pretty
so.
good.
Yeah, there's some deciduous trees in there as well.
Right.
So
And I don't know, they're not here tonight, but I don't know if they're aware that, I mean, they can't use that land to like put a garden in or anything either, because it's within the 65.
Well, that's
buffer.
true. That's
Right.
true. And,
So we might want to let them know that, this is just for safety. It's not because for you to use that property for anything other than, retain it as wetland.
yeah, he did mention children
Right.
running around.
He said, like, I'm a farmer, I would like to have as many trees down as possible for a garden, but
It's in the buffer, right?
that's in the buffer, so I think we just need to be specific.
Right. Okay. Well, then I think that we ask them to mark every tree they want to take down, put a yellow band around it, and we'll go out at another time and take a look at it. And I think that you should let them know that once they clear out all the debris that's there, the dead stuff that's laying on the ground, that we are probably going to ask them to put up a post and beam fence with our markers on them. and that area is not to be included in the yard, the usable area for the house.
What about leaving the stumps? Is there anything they cut down?
Yeah, we could ask them to do that. It's not.
There's so many trees in there, it's really thick.
Yeah, it's
Really?
it's
I know.
flat.
That's what I'm saying, that'll also preclude them from being able to use that for
Well,
anything else.
yes, that's true.
But they do want to clear out some of there's a lot of just down
Down
trees.
trees,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah,
And I
and
can
they-
see cutting down dead trees
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Yeah.
there's no use of that.
So,
Yeah, so let's have them mark every tree they want to take down, and then we'll go out and take another look and do a tree by tree.
Okay.
All right? And let them know that we're probably going to require them to put a fence along there as well.
Okay.
You know, even if they didn't, because we can't have that become an adjunct yard.
And in terms of the side area, I'm not so sure. Nothing looked particularly like it should be coming down, but they
I-
can mark it, I guess.
well, we can make a
They-
choice.
Yeah, I question why they wanted them down. Maybe,
Me too, though. It was
Yeah.
different than the backyard.
yeah, it was. So maybe we want to get a little bit more clarity from them.
And the conservation signs, the wetland signs, like it's condition number 4 in the order of conditions.
Did we say a fence,
That they
though?
should be mounted every 50 feet on wooden posts and are to be placed along the 65-foot buffer.
I think
Right.
it should be a fence, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've asked for we've had fences as orders of conditions before, so if we're going to allow this, then we have
Split
to do
rail
it.
fence.
We have to do it conditionally.
Yeah.
And if you believe that requires a new filing or
Like
a
a formal amendment.
amended filing, then that's the way they'll have to go.
Okay.
But I would still have them mark the trees anyway.
All right.
Okay. The next one is continued till our next meeting at
Those.
16B Wenham.
There you go.
Request for a COC at 58 Bunnies Road. And
So, we had gone out and the way that the COC was submitted, or the request was submitted, it wasn't submitted like with a as-built plan. This was an order of conditions for a septic from like 2000. And so we went out there and it was unclear like where the septic would have been placed. And in the request, they did note, they did note that it was unclear to them if the work had been done under the order of conditions, because it seems like it's like a request being made for a client. It's not like who currently or had lived in the house or like the homeowner. So we went out and it was unclear like where the septic was. I did end up, after we went out this afternoon, I reached out to GAF, who had engineered the plan on the order, and they sent me a copy of the original plan, and it showed, I had it up here too, but it showed that it was like to the left of the house. And then I just went back this afternoon again, and I couldn't see where I think it was, and I wasn't able to pull it from my phone. I took a picture, but like it was just under the pile of like brush and like vines and whatnot. So my suggestion would be, because when I called GAF, they were surprised that they hadn't been like contacted to like, like write the letter that normally comes with like a COC request and an as-built plan. So I might, one, reach back to the requester, but also reach out to GAF just to see if they have like an as-built plan or any, they can just like affirm to us that that septic had been done, if they know. Like, because we're talking like 26 years ago, so if
Is-
they
is there
know
anything
it was
in the
done or
building
not.
department?
What's that?
Is there anything, any kind of an approved plan or, work completed in the building department?
I could also check there too.
Yeah, I would do that, because I think,
Yeah.
isn't, you would know probably, Carl, is there a sign off?
There'd be a sign off, record of inspection.
Yeah, yeah, so we have to look for that, and if it's not there, then they don't get the
Yeah.
COC, because there's no proof that the work was done.
Yeah, and I did talk with the, I guess, attorney who made the request, and I like said like it might be pushed to like the next meeting, and they were okay with that.
Okay.
If it wasn't able to be decided on tonight, so.
All right, so
We
let's
can
see
do
what we
that.
can find out, and if we have to go back out there again next time, we can do that. All right, next up, request for a COC for SC 126-316, 55 Cranberry Road.
Yeah, so this was another pretty old order of conditions for a septic. And we went out and we saw where it was. I think there was a condition in the original order asking for like loam and seeding and revegetation of the area, and we saw that it had been like there was grass and whatnot out there. And just a side note, they had recently were compliant with like or it was Title V compliant. So yeah, I mean, we didn't really have
Okay.
any issues with it, and it all looked done.
Yeah, and the four of
As
us were there
ordered.
as well, and did anyone have any issue with?
It
No,
looked good.
looks good.
Looked good to me.
Do we have
All
to
right.
vote on that? or-
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the COC for SE 126-316 at 55 Cranberry Road.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the COC for SE 126-316. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. It's approved 4-0. Next up is a review of an earth removal committee application for 0 Mayflower Road.
So I was sent a ERC application with the earth removal committee, and it was for a property on Mayflower Road. And let me just pull it up. And this property had come before the commission previously, and some determinations had been made. Honestly, like the history of the property with the commission, I was trying to figure it out just as like I wasn't here when it was originally like any of the determinations were made. But so they changed the plan from the last time. I think the plan was in front of the commission, and you can kind of see here on this one, the orange is the limit of disturbance for the reservoir. And if I go down, this is kind of like an overview. This here. That is the limit of the new agricultural reservoir. And so,
You're talking the black line?
yeah. And then if you go up, this is like a part of it, but the green is the buffer zone, 100-foot buffer, and red is the 65. So I know. Do you guys like want to talk about the previous determinations? I know there were some determinations about
Well,
exemptions.
this would be
with
the third
agricultural.
iteration of this.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
The first one, we said it was a positive was in the wetlands boundary, right? And then they redid it, right? And we said they were a negative for the state regs, but a positive for the town, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then it changed ownership too, and also, so it's been very complicated. So, and then it looks like this one right now, I mean, I looked at this with Olivia while you were gone, Sabian. The boundaries of that reservoir are right at the 100. It's
Right,
just
yeah, I see that.
Right at the 100, so. So I don't know if they, I mean, there's gonna be other disturbance other than just because they're going up to the boundary. I mean,
Right.
you know, they should probably file a new RDA or, or, yeah, at least in those of a tent. I don't know, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a sea change, really, of what was,
And
where
just to
they
straighten out
started.
all the files, and we've got all these open, sort of like
Yeah.
denied, not denied, positive, negative determinations, so I think that they should at least file a new RDA or something like that.
Yeah.
Let me pull
That's
it
my
up.
opinion on it.
The,
But I don't think anyone's here from
Second-
Zero Mayflower Road, though.
yeah, the second determination from October 2025, there was a request for a superseding determination to DEP, but as of like late last week, I don't think there has been a determination made by DEP in response to that request.
All right, well, I mean,
So that makes it slightly active with DEP as well, with an appeal.
okay.
But that determination is the one that said that it's positive under the local bylaw and not and negative under the Wetlands Protection Act. So.
Okay.
I will say, so I was at the Earth Removal Committee meeting and they had continued this hearing. They were talking about getting peer review, but they weren't finding someone to peer review. I don't know, Dave, do you remember where they left off with that?
They didn't,
part?
they didn't find anybody to peer review it,
Yeah,
so they were maybe, I don't know what they're gonna do. But I still think it should come before us, before it even goes to that, probably. I mean, that's what I would.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
could
got to come before
request
us.
maybe like an RDA at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, this is, yet another change. And they're, it's so close, as Dave said. There has to be some kind of disturbance around that
Mhm.
edge.
And they're gonna be running trucks in and out of there, whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they need to at least do silt, erosion control, and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think the reason too, because there was an April determination made saying positive, and so that's valid for 3 years. And then there's another determination in October. I don't think necessarily like if those two, I don't know, because I asked someone at DEP about it, but I think that would have to be kept in mind too, like what determinations have been made and are still valid in that 3-year window as well. But I think we have time and an opportunity to sort that out and make sure, like, we're not contradicting anything.
But they haven't submitted anything to
DEP.
us.
No,
No.
not for this plan,
Right.
no.
Well, again,
So that's
it's a-
another thing, you guys, yeah, that's another thing, like those determinations were made with those plans, but depending on what the determination said about like the boundaries.
Right.
Also matter, but,
Well, I mean,
there's
this
time,
is a
yeah.
new plan.
It's not, the next Earth Removal Committee meeting as well isn't until like mid-June, so.
Okay.
But should we let them know at least that they should come before us because it's a new plan? Let ADGA, or whoever's the owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks
Yeah.
a lot different than the last time I saw
Mhm.
it, so
Yeah,
it's
it's a-
completely
it's a new
different.
plan.
I think
Yeah.
It could be anywhere else
Yeah,
in
I think
Carver,
it's-
but it
Right,
just
right.
doesn't,
It's-
it's not
it's
the
new.
same thing.
appropriate to ask them to submit
Right,
an
right.
RDA.
Okay. So we'll have them do another RDA. All right, the last order of business discussions is the enforcement order, 24 Federal Road, 0 Golden Pond, map lot 131-1-3-R, AD Makepeace Company. So we were all out there today, and Libby, you want to kind of get us started on this?
Yeah, so back in January, the commission issued an enforcement order on the property in response to an RDA that was submitted, alleging possible like jurisdictional activities and so forth. And in that enforcement order, there was a cease and desist to stop work and a request to delineate the resource areas on the property. And we received the field report last week and were able to do the site visit. That was also part of the enforcement order. And so we received that report and went out today. And I can pull this part up too. That plan. So this is an overview of the delineation in the resource areas. So you can see wetland boundaries out behind the bogs, and these two areas, or three areas, are areas that are going to be or could be turned into bogs. I also asked Amy Questle from KP Law to come, just because, you know, you were advised on when this was first issued. And I think the two things we would want to do is determine, like, take the enforcement order and determine, like, was that satisfied and how to move forward with that. And then also, like, possibly make a determination on the RDA as well. So, all right, what did we say? I lost my train of thought.
The RDA is part of our
The hearing, yeah.
public
So,
hearings.
yeah.
Should the enforcement order be included in the public hearing, or is that something that we can do right now and talk about as the commission?
Why don't you just open up the public?
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Right
should
now.
we make a determination on the
Yeah, put it
IDA
all
before we?
together.
Yeah, that's why I kind of asked the
Kind of the
question.
cost- seems
Yeah,
to be in
I
front of
think
the
it
board.
would
Yeah.
be fine to open the
Yeah,
hearing
open the
now.
public hearing, and then you can do discussion and open.
Okay.
You're not opening it, you're just continuing. It's
Yeah.
continued, so
Right.
just-
Right. So I'm going to
Going to jump the schedule?
change the order of the continued public hearings and put the 0 Golden Pond in front of 0 Fuller Street, so we can go right into that. So there is a continued hearing for a request for the determination of applicability for 0 Golden Pond Road. I don't have to read this since it's continued. I guess, that being said, we can, as a commission, speak to everything that we saw today. I know we were all there, and is that what we should do now, do you think, at this point? Just,
Sure, so I would, again, Amy Questle from KP Law, I would suggest that you follow Olivia's advice and start with the enforcement order.
Okay.
So go through the enforcement order and see if they have complied with the enforcement order. And then address the RDA based on what you saw today, whether you need to issue a positive or a negative
Okay.
determination on that.
All right. That's fine. And the basic tenets of the enforcement order were the delineation and a site visit.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Those are the two main things.
And a cease and desist.
And
To stop work,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which,
Which
Oh.
did
oh,
happen.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So it was the cease and desist, which according to the April 29th letter from Beals and Thomas, that has happened. And then there's the wetland delineation is required, and appearance before the commission for March 4th, which they did. Site access, you guys did that today. Site visit, so
Okay.
I think the EO has been satisfied, I think.
Well, we saw the 3 areas that are up on the map that's on the screen. The 3 areas that are indicated in yellow, they're a little hard to see, but they're sort of in the center of the aerial photo. The one that's furthest to the north is going to be,
Olivia, could you zoom in on those?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, a little bit, the yellow ones? Yeah, there you go.
yeah, so the one that's further to the north, if I'm,
Thank you.
do you want to come up?
Whatever your pleasure is.
I mean, if you want to join, just so that we can make sure that what we're saying is what we saw. But the area that's furthest to the north is going to be either a continuation or an enlargement of the reservoir that's there in combination with cranberry bogs, depending on how many acres you need. Is that correct? Okay. And there was no work going on there. You could tell that work had begun and had been stopped. The area that is in the center there is going to be a cranberry bog, and there was no work being done at all. It was fairly obvious that that work had stopped as well. And the little triangle at the very bottom is just an extension of that cranberry bog to get to a certain amount of acreage that is needed. The wetlands were, pretty well delineated. We talked quite a bit about the water flow and the fact that the pond on the top of the screen there, Golden Pond, is man-made and is filled by pumps running continuously, pumping water from downhill uphill into that reservoir, and then that water is released at a later date for flooding the bogs. So I think from the standpoint of what we saw today, it looked like, I think it looked like regular work on any kind of a cranberry bog. Agricultural work on making the bogs better. So anyone else want to comment on what we saw today?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the same way. I mean, we were a little concerned at first after we were presented with a lot of data, but I think those concerns were alleviated by going out there and talking to you guys. Every concern I had, it was satisfied. I mean, unless something new is that we don't know about. So.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah.
And I think one of our concerns was the issue of perennial streams. But I mean, we thought the water flow was going in a different direction, so now we know that that is filled. We saw no evidence now of any streams. It could have been streams a long time ago, but the whole area is so manipulated. I saw no evidence of any kind of flow or stream running in from, and it wouldn't happen anyway unless water was being pumped into that pond anyway. So that sort of changed my perspective.
Yeah, and I believe at our original hearing, that cranberry bog that's all the way to the right, there was question about it being filled. There were overhead pictures of equipment and piles of sand. That bog is now, the vines are growing, it's absolutely flat, and it's still well below grade of the paths around it. So, I think that what was shown before with all the sand was just leveling it out so that the water, when it's flooded, there were no high spots. So that bog looked great to me. The other bog that's more rectangular was flooded, so they could use that to pump water into Golden Pond. And we call it not winter.
It's one of the best management practices. We have a late water, which we hold water in the spring on certain problem pieces,
Okay.
diseased pieces, insect pressure, and then we'll release it 30 days from the beginning of mid-April. We put it on.
Okay. All right, so anybody have any issue with anything on the enforcement order? Are you convinced that we're...
I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right, so do we vote on lifting the enforcement order? Is that...
Yeah,
Oh.
you might want to wait until the end,
Okay.
just so you hear everything.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, it is a public hearing.
So,
Anybody
Mr.
else?
Chairman, at the January 7th, at the January 7th meeting or hearing, yeah, it was a hearing, there was, the argument from Makepeace was that they were squaring off the cranberry bogs. So is that still the case?
So squaring off, as far as needing to renovate, it's common practice in the cranberry industry to square off edges on a bog. Most of the time, you are adding wetland, if anything. In the olden days, these were 100 years ago swamps, wetland swamps, which could be any size or shape, not very level, use a lot of water to flood, which you do 2 to 3 times a year. You have a lot of picking damage. You dry picked back in the old day. Nowadays we do a lot of wet picking. So it's just a lot more turning, which causes vine damage, which creates weeds. One of the major reasons we renovate. So to square off the bogs, it lowers our inputs as far as costs. It's less irrigation, less water we have to use. So it's common practice in the industry to do this.
So these two areas that are, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, may I?
Go ahead,
So
yes.
these two areas that are surrounded with yellow, the top ones, not the triangle at the bottom.
Yep.
Those were once cranberry bogs?
Yes, the lower one in the middle was once cranberry bog, and it was part of the 2 pieces below that, the 2
Okay.
rectangle pieces. The one up top is going to be added to whatever acreage we need to meet per permit, and then our plan was to extend the water hole into the larger yellow circle.
So it's going to be to meet the acreage of the bog above it?
Just the permitted acreage for the entire property.
For the entire property,
Yes.
not just
Yep.
certain bogs?
Yep, we have to meet our Exhibit As,
Yep.
which are our rights to acreage for delivery rights for ocean spray.
And how much do you need? Do you know?
For this project, what was the exact acreage?
We're right in the mid-60s, a little bit higher than 60,
Yeah, I think
but I
it's
don't
like
know what
60.
your Exhibit
Okay.
A acreage
Okay.
is.
That's okay. Okay. So that's really all that I have in my notes as to what they claimed they were doing in January.
Okay.
So that comports.
Right, and we as a commission have looked at other growers and other farms where they've squared off bogs. And, it's never really been an issue for us because of the reasons that were given. Anybody else on the board? Okay, it's a public hearing.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking my comments. My name is Catherine Harrelson. I'm with Community Land and Water Coalition. We are the petitioner in the, or I don't know if that's the appropriate term, but we are the group that filed the RDA with the commission. We still believe that this site warrants a positive determination under the Wetlands Protection Act, and I'll just quickly run through why. I'm going to just quote some areas from the Wetlands Protection Act. So the section 10.04, the definition of agriculture, lists exempt activities under the Act. 10.04, I think this is 2D, lists the squaring off of fields or bogs, provided that the activity does not alter a bordering vegetated wetland. So we maintain that they have altered bordering vegetated wetlands with their activities here, because alteration includes filling or dredging. So we believe that these activities have included filling of bordering vegetated wetlands. As you can kind of see from the squaring off, they have actually filled in historic wetlands. So the squaring off of fields or bogs is exempt, provided that the activity does not alter a bordering vegetated wetland, which they have done here. Second of all, going to move on to the perennial streams that the landowner has admitted that these are historic bogs. These were once swamps. You can see from the area that it's very wet, and we've provided as exhibit.
From the first RDA?
Yeah, the first. Well, Exhibit I has the USGS mapped perennial streams, and then we provided. Sorry, I pulled these out of the drawer. Sorry. It's Exhibit P. This is the stream stats river thread, and you can trace it on a map or Google Earth if you want to. But basically, the water from the site flows all the way through, basically down to the Wareham River. So perhaps Golden Pond was a man-made pond at once, but these were actually historic swamps, and they did have water flowing through them, and USGS has mapped them as perennial streams. And there is, a line of river drainage all the way down to the Wareham River. So we would maintain that these are mapped perennial streams according to the USGS. Third and finally, the regulations do not make an exemption for placing substantial fill in bordering land subject to flooding, even under the exemption for normal maintenance of land and agricultural use. Under no circumstances does the normal maintenance of land and agricultural use include the placing of substantial fill in a bordering land subject to flooding, which these are mapped out. So we conclude that this site warrants a positive RDA for the reasons that I've stated, and we ask for a positive determination. Positive 1, that these are areas subject to protection. Positive 2, that these are mapped as bordering lands subject to flooding and BVW. That this is an area subject to jurisdiction, and issue a positive 3. And that there's work within the buffer zones to areas subject to protection, and issue a positive 3. Positive 4. And they are also subject to the jurisdiction of the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, and issue a positive 5. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Okay. I think that when we had the original or the second meeting, we talked about how much acreage was taken to make the square off the bogs and how much acreage was given back. That used to be bogs and no longer is. And that kind of evened things out. You mentioned substantial fill. I still don't know how, are you talking about the fill in the bogs?
Yeah, the substantial fill that was placed in the bogs.
I mean, that was based on aerial photos, and it showed fresh sand, and we don't know if it was an inch thick or a foot thick. So I don't know what the latitude is on what becomes substantial and what does not. That bog today that we looked at was just flat. It was still seemed well below the roads around it, the bog roads around it. It didn't look like it had been lifted. It looked like it had just been flattened. That's the first thing I looked at. We parked right there, and that was the first thing I looked at, was that bog, because I remember the pictures of the machinery and the sand being pushed. So I did not personally see that as being anything other than leveling it off so that the water would flood the whole bog evenly and therefore use less water to harvest. But thank you for your thoughts.
I didn't see any encroachment on the wetlands, but BVWs. I didn't see any evidence of that. I don't know. Where would that be in there?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can put in our exhibits. So, yeah, provided that the squaring off the bogs is exempt, provided that the activity does not alter a bordering vegetated wetland.
Right.
And we provided in our Exhibit C the areas of wetlands that have been altered. There's the yellow shaded areas. Those were, in order to square off the bog, those were filled in.
Those are what?
Those were filled in with sand.
But,
But they're bogs.
but they weren't, but were they wetlands to begin with? I mean, we don't know that, right?
Yes, well, they
They were
might have
swamps
been.
100 years ago, maybe, right? 150 years ago, whatever?
No, so the shaded-in area is what they were prior to the activity on the site, like just a year ago or so.
Shaded areas is what now?
Yep. So I can point it out to you if you want.
You can walk up there,
Yeah.
whatever.
So the key says that the yellow is filled BVW and BL, bordering land subject.
Oh, the
Current-
striped area there?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Right. You're saying that's filled in wetlands?
These have been altered with the squaring off the box.
But,
Yeah, but
okay.
why am I saying this is?
Is there anything to show that what they looked like before?
It's not.
Like, I don't see any wetlands there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you can go to Exhibit B.
B?
Yep. So everything filled in dark red were the pre-existing bogs.
Oh, I see.
And the yellow is squaring off, right?
Yes, yeah, where you see
Okay.
like the square yellow
Okay,
lines,
that's
that's
what it is, yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
alteration.
So some was taken away and some was given back.
But we allow that with replication.
Yeah, well, it's, yeah.
I mean, right. I see. So you're saying that those areas that were bogs, which are probably man-made at one time anyway, were filled in, right? You don't know if they were natural to begin into the lot, not.
Well, the representatives of the project
Right.
just said that they were historic swamps. These were probably historic flow-through bogs.
Okay.
So we think that they would be defined both as BVDO, both under the Carver bylaw and under the Wetlands Protection Act prior, to all this work on the site.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Catherine.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And then the reference for that citation is, I'll just pull it up real quick. It's 10.04 oop. It's under normal maintenance. Here it is. I think it's 10.042D, squaring off a fielder box. No
Okay.
alteration of BBW.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, yes.
Oh, can you leave that up there for 1 minute? No, for you guys too.
What's that? Yeah.
So that area that's sand on there, that's where the pond is
The
right now,
reservoir.
right?
Reservoir, yeah.
The reservoir is right now. So you actually made another wetlands in there, basically. Right? I mean, so, I mean,
And the bog up in the farther.
there almost isn't,
north.
like you said, there's almost a net gain, actually, of wetlands there.
At least, close enough.
Yes, it is a net gain of wetland and floodplain.
Correct.
post-condition.
It looks like.
But we did just want to clarify the reference that was just cited in the Act. I'll start, it's nonsensical that the Act allows squaring off of bogs and not alteration of bog BVW. And so we acknowledge these are wetland cranberry bogs. They were historically natural swamps that were 100 years ago, whenever it was, turned into cranberry bogs. It would be impossible to square off a cranberry bog like this without touching a wetland. So it's nonsensical on the face of it, but also I would like to point out that earlier in that reference, so it's 10.04, and then you travel down the citations, you get to see normal improvement of land and agricultural use, specifies the following activities when they occur on land in agricultural use or when they occur within the buffer zone or bordering land subject to flooding that is not land in agricultural use. So I think this is an interpretation, but a compelling one to me. So keep in mind, it's specifying 2 areas that you can alter if they're not in agricultural use. And then it goes on to say, the squaring off of fields and bogs, provided that the activity does not alter a bordering vegetated wetland. So to my read, that's talking about a natural bordering vegetated wetland, because these BVWs are land and ag use, and if they hadn't wanted agricultural land BVWs, like a cranberry bog, to be altered, I think that would have been specified in the introductory paragraph.
Okay. Point taken. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so, Olivia, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I guess looking at this, it would be determining. Well, I don't know, just looking at the property and like what this whole area, this would all be considered land and agricultural use. I don't know, I think, like, just based off of what was said just now, and with the exhibits, a lot of it seems that it would be exempt activities. And I think the other thing that really struck out to me was, that there was the net gain, or may have been the net gain
Yep.
with the reservoir, and with the bogs, for both the bordering, or the, like, flood,
Right.
storage, and for BBW.
And there are also the gains in efficiencies with water,
Yes.
which has to come into account, especially, with droughts being what they are these days.
I think the one thing that we could look at and talk about is, like, we do have all these resource areas delineated
Mhm.
on the top of the property. And I guess it would be maybe a matter of, like, any work that would have been done in, like, buffer zone to that would be outside of the land that was agricultural use, or had been done in the buffer to those resource areas, but
Okay, well,
You're talking the bog up in the top there?
yeah,
The one that's kind of like a hourglass shape, or?
yeah,
right.
New Jersey backwards.
But, like,
Okay.
Well, that one doesn't seem to be squared off.
no.
Do we have what that looked like before?
Did you have, can you pull up Exhibit A or whatever it was
Yeah.
to be before, whatever that leads to, you had there?
That's one they had with the
Oh, right there.
orange,
Right
that
there,
one.
the orange one with the orange slashes.
Orange is the wetland change overlay, so
So
DEP
DEP
flagged
marked
these
that.
as wetland
Right, but
change.
that doesn't seem like it's part of the current operation, the current changes.
That doesn't look like it was squared off much, I mean, I don't.
And my point is, it doesn't look like it was touched, which would put it outside the buffer zone.
Right.
Well, outside the,
The work, the
Outside.
current work, yeah.
yeah,
The BVW.
right. Okay.
Amy, what do you think? What's your opinion of it?
So
Are we,
I think that, the Wetland Protection Act does give some leeway towards agriculture, obviously. There are cases, I think it's called the Great American Cranberry Case Company, and then there's Katie's Cranberry Company. There's a couple cases that where DEP said that the squaring off of bogs is legitimate, whether it's
Okay.
BVW or not. And so I think I would agree with Beals and Thomas that it is a little nonsensical to have that provision that says that you can never square off if it includes bordering vegetated wetlands, because essentially by creating cranberry bogs, you create BVW. And so it looks like it's exempt activity.
Okay,
It
Okay.
does.
all right.
And the other thing too is that with all of, I appreciate all of the documentation that we got in January. I went through it all again this afternoon in preparation for tonight, and it seems to me that there's some jumps, there's some assumptions made about the fact that this was once historic BVW. We don't have anything that says that, oh, here's a map from 1929 that shows this as BVW. We just don't have that. I'm being extreme because the Wetland Protection Act didn't come into existence until 1978. But there's not a map in 1980 showing that this area was BVW. So the fact that there's this allegation that these were historic BVW, we still don't even know if that's true. Once they became bogs, yes, I could see that happened, but that means that they became BVW because of the bogs.
Right. Okay.
So we have two things to do.
We have
right?
two things to do.
Right.
One is remove the enforcement order, and the second is to vote on the RDA.
Which one do you want to do first?
Let's vote on the RDA first, and then we
What do you think
can,
we need to
because that will
remove what?
determine. Are we pretty much in agreement that what we saw today is all agricultural and that seems to be a sound process?
Yep. I am.
All right, so then I will accept a motion for a negative determination of the RDA.
So moved.
Mr.
Second.
Chairman, we're quickly just looking at what number negative it's going to be, so could you just give us
Okay.
1 second? Because I think,
We have to close the hearing first. Anyway.
yeah, I think that all right, here it is.
Okay.
I think that the
You'll have to
exemption-
forgive me a second. I got home from Canada very early this morning. My luggage did not, and the driver who has my luggage is lost. So, and he's here. So if you can just bear with me for a second. I'm sorry. These things happen.
Negative, okay, so it's not an area subject to jurisdiction. The work
They're still
described
doing
is within an area but will not remove the charge of the work described. And the regulations do not alter and add the work described is not within. It's not within an area, therefore the work is not required. 5. So it would be 5. It would be, yeah, it would be a negative 5. The area described in the request is subject to jurisdiction under the Act since the work described therein meets the requirements for the following exemption as specified in the Act and regulations. No notice of intent is required. And then we could just put agricultural exemption.
So it's a -5.
Negative 5.
It's too far. Too far.
Sorry about this.
Tell them meeting room 1.
If the door's open. so-
Oh, no, I'm not carting that thing home from here. All right, he may have to call me, but, okay.
We can do this without you if you want.
No.
The only problem is that 10 point, that's huge. Yeah, so.
I apologize, but it's Air
I think
Canada's
it is-
fault.
I actually think it is 10.42, which is land and agricultural. It's land in, normal improvement of land in agricultural.
No, he's at the wrong house. Jesus.
Your fault for having a retreat lot.
His luggage is lost. I think that's what he said. Oh, she has it right on her paper. Which one is She's the one that had the paper.
Okay.
Stacy, can you give us the 10.04, the number?
I don't have the
Can you-
full citation.
Yeah, I'll do
Just take over for a second.
Yeah,
I got it.
And then there's,
Excuse me.
the land and agricultural use.
We can handle that. We
All
can,
right, so we're gonna close the hearing.
yeah.
All right, make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
2C?
Yeah, we close the hearing first, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Second. Oh, I thought you made a motion.
I did, I made the
Yeah.
motion.
And I
So all those in
seconded
favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. So
And that's
meeting-
to lift the enforcement order?
No, it's just
Just
closing
close
the
the
hearing.
hearing.
Oh, close the hearing, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then what's
we-
the determination on,
So it is a negative, so your options are, it's a -5 determination, which is the area described in the request is subject to jurisdiction under the Act since the work described therein meets the requirements for the following exemption as specified in the Act and the regulations, no notice of intent is required. And then that exemption would be 310 CMR 10.042C1D. And we will confirm that. But that can
Okay.
be the motion.
All right, so I'll make a motion
We're pretty sure.
to issue a -5 determination on the RDA.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
one abstention.
Okay. So then we have to move on to the
The enforcement order.
enforcement order. So we,
All right, I make a motion to lift the enforcement order.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Yeah.
Okay. So then enforcement order is removed, the
The
negative determination. So we're good, right?
It's done.
Okay.
The hearing
Okay.
closed.
All right. So we can move on to the next,
Want to go back to the first one?
yeah, 0 Fuller Street?
Yep.
Olivia, do you want us to sign?
Yeah. Give us something to sign, just kill time for Savory.
Thank you.
Sarah, you doing 0 Fuller also? Yeah, I assume so. Seen a lot of you today.
This is gonna be the RDA for. And if you guys,
Do we need to sign something in the enforcement order?
Oh. No, I don't think so. I think. Because you voted to lift it.
Do we have to sign anything for the enforcement order?
No, that's what we just did.
So.
No, we don't have to do anything for that? Okay.
Because there was the vote to lift it.
It will be in the minutes, and then I would just make a note in the file.
We just did it all.
It's all set.
We're moving on to Fuller Street.
We're moving on to Fuller Street.
Okay.
Okay.
We moved on closing the hearing?
Yes,
All right.
everything's done.
The RDA's.
RDA's done,
That's all
everything's
taken
done.
care of.
Everything's done, okay. And I have my luggage.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
That's
Have
the
a good
last
night.
Okay.
one from before.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
you ready?
Just one more quick sentence. The guy wants a tip now.
Get a better map.
Yeah. I'm
No,
gonna
I asked
pull
him
up.
to, I asked him to call me, he doesn't speak English. Jesus.
Okay.
He texts me, I don't speak English, so he must have a
Yeah.
translation app.
Probably.
Okay. We're going to Fuller Street, correct?
Yes, we are.
Okay, 0 Fuller Street, continued public hearing, DEP SE 126701.
Good evening.
Hello.
Sarah Stearns with Beals and Thomas for the applicant. This has been a while since we last spoke about this project. We met back in January 7th. Actually, December 3rd was our first hearing, and then we had a site visit the same day. We've been continuing while we're working through several board reviews simultaneously, both in Carver and Middleborough. And Olivia, maybe if you go to the overview sheet, keep going. These are just the existing topo plans. Right there, that's a good depiction of the project. The existing conditions show a solar array. That's the one where your mouse is right on, I think. That's existing conditions, and what's proposed on the Carver side of the line is shown in the darker black, sort of the inverse image to what's out there existing on upland cranberry bogs. I was calling it the hockey stick when we first got together and went out and took a look at it. Since we last spoke, we've been to Carver Planning Board. They just approved the project last week at their April 28th hearing. We have been to Middleborough Conservation Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals for their special permit review process. We've done site walks with all boards. We have continued hearings coming up with Middleborough tomorrow night, actually, Middleborough Conservation Commission and the ZBA next week. So all incorporating Fuss & O'Neill as peer reviewer for both towns, incorporating their comments into the plans you have now. Really the only significant change that has been made since our last meeting is we've moved the battery energy storage pad from sort of the tip of the array where we had it first plugged in to sort of the horizontal blade of the hockey stick at the bottom. You can see the square that's sort of carved out there.
Yeah, the elbow.
Yeah, exactly. So the reasoning for that, if you remember, there's not a great place to put it on this site. There's a lot of existing bog. There's some adjacent natural wetland areas in Middleborough. There's a residential neighborhood over to the west. So we've played around with it. We've tried to place that equipment pad in several different areas, and eventually landed on putting it just in the midst of the array itself. It's already going to be developed. It's sort of nestled in there. It's away from wetland resource areas. It's away from the residential neighbors in Middleborough. It seemed like a good spot to put it where there's already going to be surrounding infrastructure. So that, honestly, that's the only change that has been made since we last spoke that's substantive to this review. There were a couple other minor updates just with the interconnection out at the street, but again, really nothing that would change our discussions in our application. We did, I believe, apply for some work within the 65-foot, just because the nature of this site where we were just surrounded by cranberry bogs, but all in existing disturbed areas. So there's no tree clearing or significant grading proposed as part of this. It's just using the open space. One thing I learned in my several site visits with the various boards on this site is that the existing array has grazing that they conduct periodically around the panels. So they have sheep and goats come out. I don't know if you remember, there's little dog houses, and that's where the sheepdogs kind of hang out and sort of monitor things. So presumably this would be sort of an updated version of what's out there, and the management practices would all be very similar.
Are they gonna graze in the new part too?
Maybe.
Oh.
It's either mowing or grazing. I thought it was kind of interesting that they're using the animals to keep the weeds down. So I don't see why they wouldn't continue that, but I don't know.
This was land that came out, is being taken out of 61.
Yes,
yeah.
this is a conventional ground-mounted array where on upland bogs where the bogs themselves would be retired.
Okay. Okay, so does anybody have any comments from the?
No.
Okay, no, I don't either. It just looks like it complements what's already there. And just gonna add.
So
on to-
Middleborough, you're all set with Middleborough on this?
With the Conservation Commission,
Yeah.
we have one more, well, I believe one more hearing tomorrow night, maybe two, but
Right.
based on our site walk and the questions that we received and our discussions that we've been having in Middleborough, they're satisfied. think everybody's happy that this project doesn't include significant tree clearing, that's the use of open space. This is a very large property, predominantly in Middleborough, and this landowner, has chosen these spaces on his farm to retire or take out of production to help create a new revenue stream to help keep the rest of the farm running, essentially, is what we're talking about here. So, because I think, because there was already an existing array in this section of the site, it seemed like a logical place to add on to it.
Is the power still getting out to the street through Carver?
It is, yes. There's no street access on the Middleborough side of the line here. So
Okay.
it will travel out the existing bog road and paved driveway out to Fuller Street.
Okay. Very good. It's an open hearing. Is there anybody here who has any comments on this proposed project? All right, no one, seeing no one. All right, I'll make a motion to, or I'll accept a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded to close the hearing on 0 Fuller Street, SC 126701. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, 4-0. I will accept a motion to grant the variance for any work that is within the 65-foot buffer.
So moved. Oh, no, do the second.
Ann, I'm going to defer to Ann on this one. So now we need a second.
Second.
Carl, seconded. All right. It's been moved and seconded to grant the the variance for work within the 65-foot buffer zone. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that's approved. And finally, I'll accept a motion to allow further work to be done within the 100-foot buffer zone.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, moved and seconded to allow the work to be done within the 100-foot. So that covers everything in this notice of intent. All
Excuse
those in
me.
favor say aye.
Sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, wait.
I'm
Read to
not
the
that
vote.
tired. I am, actually. Okay, so it's a aye. It's a 4-0. So it's good.
I just wanted to make one point of clarification. It is a buffer zone project, but under the bylaw, because the upland bogs are jurisdictional, I think we may want to also discuss how that gets included in a decision, just for clarity. I know we talked about that at our last hearing.
We did.
I know your motion just said work in the buffer zone,
I think didn't we just do 65-foot and 100-foot?
but this is also in the existing bog. So it's up to the
Oh,
commission,
I see
but
what you're
it's
saying.
just because of that bylaw
Doesn't the
change.
Oh, I
motion
see.
cover both?
I think the motions cover both.
I think it should cover both.
You just wanted to be clarified.
I just wanted to be
Okay.
clear so that there's
Yeah.
no issue down the line because it specifically says within the 65-foot and within the 100-foot buffer zone.
Right.
Well, we just
But we're-
state on the record that our intention is that it covers both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
As long
think
as,
that's fine.
yeah, that's fine, as long as it's
Yeah.
clear with the work within the bog
And
itself.
are there any, under standard orders of conditions, anything else that you feel that need to be added on this, or?
Nothing like jumped out, like I feel
Okay.
this.
There's
stick
no,
to
like,
the-
real
All right.
earth movement or anything like that.
No.
It'll,
So
it'll
it's
have
just-
the special conditions, but I didn't think there was like a unique.
The only thing you do is put up fences and poles for the
Yeah.
solar, right?
Yes.
Okay, just to make you feel at
I'm
ease.
sorry,
I'll
Mr.
accept a
Chairman.
motion to approve the notice of intent for all work at 0 Fuller Street.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. 4-0. Is that better?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Now you will put a swimming pool in there.
Thank you.
All work
Okay.
as submitted in the notice of intent.
All right, next up, Cranberry Road, Lot 3. This is also continued, so I don't have to read it. It's SC 126703.
Was that an issuing an order of conditions? Like, I don't know, because the motion,
For Zero Fuller?
yeah. Like, were you issuing order of conditions SC 126701?
Well, I mean, it's just basic
The
boilerplate
It's just-
orders of conditions.
No, I know, okay.
Yeah, but nothing, I asked if there was anything
No
special.
special.
No
So,
orders of-
so-
No, I know. It's just because normally, like, sometimes the motion's just like, motion to issue order of conditions.
Oh, okay.
but-
I think that's kind of
Okay.
understood.
okay. I was just clear.
But we can put that language in for, in the future, but that's kind of understood. All right, lot 3, Cranberry Road.
All right. All right. So, this is a continued public hearing because at our last meeting, we wanted to go out and kind of get a better idea of which trees and what activities were happening exactly in the buffer zone, and we were able to get out today. And you guys were able to, you know, I think we got a clearer idea of the extent of the tree removal and grading that would be happening in the area closest to the house. And I think for myself, it clarified more on the trees that are not coming down towards the back as well. I don't know. What were you guys' thoughts on what we
Well, it was hard,
saw?
it was kind of hard to see which trees were going to go and which were going to stay.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of ambiguity there, but you know, it's a pretty steep drop off, and they have to cut that hill down to put the house in. One of the questions I asked when we were out there was if there was an easement across the property for the adjacent bog grower, and there's not. I was told there was not. So, you know, I think that what we try to do as a commission is to, in cases where we can, to try to, when forests and natural habitat are taken away, we try to look for a place to have them grow again under normal conditions.
Olivia, can you bring the map back
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
can see what he's talking about there? Thank you.
Do you want the aerial?
No, well, that's good. No, the
plan.
engineering diagram. There you go, yeah.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
if you see that the property line, which is the line just adjacent to the bog edge line, the bog road is between the edge of the bog and the property line. Currently, if you look, that area is flat relatively next to the bog road and is mowed as part of the maintenance, part of the maintenance of the bog. But that is now going to be owned by the homeowner, and there's no easement for use by the cranberry grower, so I would like to see in the order of conditions that property line from wherever they've cut the trees to the property line grows wild. It's not cut anymore, and whatever trees, bushes start growing there naturally are allowed to progress. So basically, over time, the forest that's being cut down next to the house will be replenished next to the bog. That's what I would like to see happen.
And not plant anything in there? Not force plant anything?
You know, it's almost, everything that's coming down is pine, and pine comes back very quickly. So I don't know if planting anything will
Okay,
accomplish anything.
So you're saying from, maybe you can zoom in a little bit there. So you
I'm
want
saying
to,
right here,
that whole thing, just let it go.
that whole thing, let it go.
All the way
It
up
all
to,
grows wild, from the property line up to the silt line.
And how far up towards,
Well, wherever
Cranberry
the tree
Ridge.
line ends.
oh, okay,
So this tree line here over time will extend to here. The existing tree line at the edge here will eventually extend to there, all the way to the road. That's,
so where's 65 on that? Is that like,
65 is the first line, I think it's
This one.
is that one right there?
it's this, I believe, 65, and then this is 100.
Right, gotcha.
I also have the plans too.
What's that?
I have them over here too.
You have the what?
The plans.
And
Right.
Sorry, Will Connolly, Zenith Consulting Engineers. So basically everything within the 65-foot no touch, which would kind of be by default, correct?
Yeah.
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 And with that, I mean, you're never gonna know, you're not gonna know in the future if someone's gonna mow it. So we have to put some sort of signs up, right?
Yeah.
Right, so,
Well, they're gonna have to be signs on the house side anyway.
right. So,
That's
It would be
that's
like a continuing condition.
right. And then on the bog side, you might have to put signs up too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Right, because you don't know the bog guy person might just decide to
Yeah.
start mowing in there. You know, so. Right,
Yeah,
I
does
mean,
anybody else have,
my main concern is taking down pitch pines, just because they're they're a diminishing ecosystem. So I don't like seeing pitch pines coming down if it's within a buffer zone. But I'm not sure there weren't any large pitch pines that would be coming down, but there are pitch pines there that look healthy.
yeah.
So that's,
So you're just saying there were pitch pines to keep them if possible?
yes, I
Right.
mean, that would be my preference.
right, but I think most of those were down towards the bottom of that slope.
They probably weren't gonna go anywhere. right?
Because you're
They might
gonna,
not,
you're gonna
but-
have to remove the trees to grade it.
Correct.
Down to the house foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not talking about taking that hill away, right?
Not the entire hill. If you go to the next sheet of the plan, you can
Hill
see
with
where the
contours on it?
grading
Yeah.
stops.
Right there.
It's a sizable chunk.
Because you got the wellheads up there too.
Yep.
You got the 3 wellheads.
The well's already in.
Right, that's what I mean as far as,
But,
that kind of made me think that the hill was gonna stay.
right, so the darker contours will be the proposed, right? So,
Yes.
so when the darkers cross the lighter ones, the
Yeah, I mean,
dashboard, that's what's gonna be dug out, right?
Yeah, they're creating a side yard and a backyard. Flat area.
So really, the flat area is gonna be the area to the, I guess that's, I don't know, west. I
So is
guess.
that gonna be flattened out towards the bar? Is that the plan?
No, it's
It's,
gonna be,
it's basically giving enough room to get around the house in a reasonable manner, and then it just grades up at a 3-to-1 slope, basically until we can catch that hill again. So the entire hill is not getting flattened, but there will be a good portion of it taken
It's
out.
gonna gradually go down towards the bar.
Yes, on the other side.
it looks like it's gonna go up and then down, right?
Yeah, so it'll almost be like a berm is left there.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah.
right. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's really no other way around that. I understand what you're saying, but,
I think that's a good alternative. I mean,
yeah, I think over time, and the grasses are gonna grow, and that's gonna bring the trees. And anything for you?
no, I'm good. I mean, the house is outside the 100-foot, I mean, it's not really anything.
Yeah, the septic is,
Yeah.
I mean,
as well.
Yeah.
there's only basically grading going on with the 100-foot, right? I mean,
Right,
so,
grading and tree removal.
right, and then 65, nothing's going on, except for the well, yeah, a little bit.
Right.
So, not even that,
No, but you won't,
yeah.
skirts it.
I mean, to dig that trench for the well, the water pipe, you're gonna have to probably take some trees down too, I
Yeah, I was
imagine,
gonna say,
right?
that's all treed area too.
Is that right?
The bulk of that is where it goes from the well down to the grass. The vast majority of that is outside of the 100-foot. There might be
Right.
5 feet within the 100-foot before it turns, along, and then it's in the grass.
Okay.
All right. Okay, it's a public hearing. Is anybody?
Yes.
Yes. Please come up and give your name and
Sure.
sign in,
No problem.
please.
Did you guys sign in?
Yes.
Thank you.
My name's Glenia Moakley, I'm in a butter,
Okay.
and I have a few issues with this, and one of them is that I think, well, I'm going to read what my issues are, because I wrote a long list. They took out the pit that was there. I used it regularly. I had permission, written permission from back in '78 from the Bailey Company.
They took out the what? I'm sorry.
The pit, it was an old stump dump, and then I threw anything that was a branch, a leaf, or whatever, and I kept anything that fell down, I would put in there, including from the Bailey's property. So we had a nice working arrangement. So I took some pictures. I'm not the best. I realized afterwards that I held the camera upside down when I was doing some of the videos. Sorry about that. And I went to go to check today at the permitting department because I wanted to see, I do not agree with the plan that was given to you. And I'd like to know which one of, I don't think it was you. Were you the one that was at my house on Friday, April 1st, May 1st?
I was not.
Oh, okay, somebody was in a white truck, and they were identified as being from the people who were the surveyors, and somebody walked up in my yard. I had two men working there, and they're both willing to testify to this, and stuck an orange tag in the middle of my backyard, but not where my septic system is, and these plans that were provided to you don't show the area of my septic plans either. So my question would be if it's in the 150-foot area, because my septic is further back, and the reason I know that is because I paid for that. I watched it being done back in '78, and I know who did it and where it was. And the situation was that I had somebody who moved behind me off of Island Farm Road, and I came home one day and I found a big stake in the middle of my septic system. And I said, oh my Lord, what the heck is this? And I'd never met the people. They were just building the house. I went over and talked to them, and the guy said, oh, we're putting our well there. And I said, well, you can do that, but I don't think you're going to want to drink or wash from anything that comes out of the faucet, because that's my septic system. And you can see, whether you could see it or not, I don't know, because it was rainy a good part of the day, but you can see the difference in the ground where the septic system was dug, and it wasn't dug up closer to the driveway. And I have a garage under, so my driveway comes in and takes a left into the garage. So these plans that were provided to you, I question their ability or to use whatever they used, because it's someplace here it says that it was taken from town records. And I went and looked 6 or 8 months ago at the town records, and my file, I've been there since '78, was like about this thick. And I went today, and it was about like that. And I went, huh? Because I've had that site surveyed 4 times. I had a survey when I bought the property. I had a survey after I bought it to get a mortgage. Then my abutters gave me land, and I had it surveyed for that. That was from Oni Erickson. If anybody has any old history in town, you know who he was. And I have my plan for that. And at the same time, I had a neighbor who decided that he may want to shoot me. And I'd never met him before, but he was mad because there were men working in my yard, and I didn't realize, but he'd been in prison, and he didn't want anybody like that around. And so I had gone to Canada, because I have a lot of family up there, And when I was up visiting there, lo and behold, what should happen but I come back and there's a big fence there. And he never had it permitted, it's never been permitted, and I asked in the building department about that. It never was permitted, and they said, "Did you put that up?" And I said, "No, I wouldn't put that hunk of junk up. I wouldn't. It's fallen down in places." But he got it pretty much on the track of where it was supposed to be. But you can ask Michelle in the permitting department, because I did ask if anybody had access to the records for my property, and I was told, yes, it's all public information, just like anyone else's is, and that anyone had a right to look at it. So what I said was, my experience said I have a folder like this to look at, so I went in that room off the other side and sat down at the table and opened it up and went, what is this? Really? There's only one plan in there. I mean, I know I had 4 done, and I know I had them, not the fence one wasn't done at the registry of deeds, but this one certainly was, and I just went to the registry, and I had it stamped and certified and everything. Right here, here's the plan, and here's the deed with everything that goes with it. So, I mean, I
So
knew.
are you disputing the property line?
I think that, no, I'm disputing where they put the well, because I
Well,
think that
there-
it may be an error.
There's two houses there, right? You know that?
There's
Three.
3 that there's
There's
going to
3.
be.
There's three.
The one
So
that
this
we're looking
guy
at isn't.
is the farthest one away from you. You know that?
I know where it is, but
No,
I'm
but
telling you that where my septic system is,
So you're,
my septic system is to the right of my house and further back.
Can you pull up the
right there,
Carver?
And I mean,
Google area of Carver?
This is Mass Mapper.
I'm the one that's in off the road there.
maybe Mass Mapper would help you.
Mass Mapper would help.
So
I think this
I'm
specific,
questioning whether or not that's still a viable thing, because certainly I wouldn't want to be buying anything that's having the water come out of someone else's septic system.
this particular lot 3, I don't think is near your property.
Oh, well,
Lots
it
1
is.
and 2 may be.
Which one's your house?
Which one is my house?
The-
My house is there, see where that is? But that's not where it is. And if you look to the bottom right of it, it shows that that's where my septic is. And then I was told I didn't have a Title V, and I knew I did because I signed for it. It was
That's your house
19,
right there.
yeah, it was, I'm the third one from the corner.
Like this?
Yeah.
The one farther back.
Yeah, that's.
Yes, I'm 260 feet back from the road.
Okay.
Yeah,
So where's your septic in relation to your house?
It's,
You can walk up
You
there.
can walk up to the
Okay.
point.
and I just asked this gentleman if he was the one that came to my house on Friday and did that. Somebody stuck a sticker in there. And see, here's my garage. My driveway comes in, my garage is under, I can't reach. I just realized I'm up that top. And they stuck the sticker like, yeah, up there, and there's a big oak tree. And I know that it came out from here, and it came over to here. And you can see the difference in the grass here, where it was dug up, because I don't have grass.
Right, but the house, their property that we're talking about is over here.
I know that's where the house is, but the well is over here.
No, it's not that far.
That's not
It's
their
not that
water.
far.
Oh, well, it is. According to
Sorry,
the
I just-
plan, you look at the plan, I've seen it.
We were out on the
We
property.
just walk
Well,
in.
I lived there and I saw him putting it in.
Okay.
There's 1, 2, 3 wells there.
I know there are.
Yeah.
I know because I watched the stakes being moved numerous times.
So,
And the last time we were here, we were told that all of those wells were in. They were not. The third one wasn't, the one closest to Cranberry Road, wasn't put in until the Friday after we were here, which was April 1st. And I know because on my way here, I got a call that somebody in my family was very ill. So, in an emergency, it was not a good day for me. So I'm
do you
just
have-
saying to you that I don't know, because nobody cited anything, They were only there 2 minutes, did that. It could have been the well people. They drive a white truck too, I think.
Right.
I don't know who it was, but I can have definitely a couple of gentlemen who would say that they saw this happen. And I asked if they could identify the person that got out of the truck, and they said yes, they could.
Did you get information from the Board of Health
Yeah,
showing
we have the
where the
septic
location
showing.
of the septic system is?
Oh,
Okay.
you haven't, where is my septic system then?
It's to the,
I'd like to see it.
what would be the right of your house.
No, I want to see this because I think this is the one that I have. Where do you? No, it isn't. It's not there, and it never was there.
We just have to go by what they have on record, so, I mean.
Yeah, I know what that proposed plan was because that was done by Brant Howard. Do you remember him? He was a surveyor in Lakeville for many years. And he did this for me, and he put on it that it was going to be for a 3-bedroom house, and it's not a 3-bedroom, I have a 4-bedroom. And when I went to see him to write him a check, I said, Brant, we have a problem. And he said, why? And I said, you can't put the septic system there because my garage is going to be right there. So you're not going to put it underneath there, underneath my driveway. It is not there. It is up the embankment, at the top of the steps that I have there. And I know that I showed you when you came because I remember you because of your hair and because your face reminds me of somebody else. Well, it's true. And I told you where it was, I showed you. And you said, yep, okay. But I don't think that that's correct. I really don't honestly think it's correct. So I don't know who put the pink tape in, but somebody did. And the other thing I wanted to know was...
Do you have a set of plans that shows where you think it is?
Oh, I can show you on the plan. I know where it is.
Well, who
Do you
who
have a
did the
set-
system?
Do I
for you?
have a set of plans with that? No, because they would have been here at Town Hall, but they're not in my
Yeah,
packet.
what Carl was asking is what I was going to ask. Who put the septic in?
who put the
They'll
system
have
in?
a set of plans.
Oh, well, here's the point. Unfortunately, in many ways, it was Dickie Johnson, and he's passed away.
Okay.
And he did a lot, he
Who
did my
the
found,
engineering on it?
Brant Howarth.
Is he still
He
available?
passed away. And the builder was Eddie Mackey, and he's passed away. I'm sorry, but they're all gone, and I can't make them come back.
But going
And I
back
would like to.
Going back to what he said, he can only go by what the town has on record.
Well, if the town record is wrong, do you think I would put a septic system
I don't-
underneath my driveway?
I don't know. I'm
In
just
front of my
saying,
garage? Well, no, I wasn't
as an
born.
engineer, he can only go by, he
Uh.
has to go by what the town has on.
Well, it wasn't correct, see? So somebody, I'm telling you, my plans aren't all there that were there.
Okay.
And I know that's not right, and
I think this
as I
might also
said
be
to
like
you,
Board of
and you could see,
and that's
and you
all.
can see on the pictures that the ground that was disturbed there, because I have an embankment, because I have the garage under. So there's a wall that comes out, and I have rose bushes and other things planted. I have a set of steps that goes up to the deck in the back, and there's another wall that retains, and then it's further back than that. It had to be.
I'm not sure this is even relevant to what we're talking about at the moment, though.
Well, I'm just saying to you, if you want to allow it to happen and somebody's going to be drinking out of my cesspool, more luck to them.
It's, as Olivia just said, this sounds
Yeah.
more like a Board of Health issue, not...
That's Board of Health. We're
Well,
we're
it
not
may be
allowing
Board
the
of-
well. We're not allowing the
we're
well.
not-
That's not,
Right,
Yeah.
because
It's out of
even
our
tonight,
jurisdiction.
whatever is being permitted is not, it doesn't have, well,
Plus
the
there-
water service line does, but the actual, like, well
Yeah.
installation is outside of the
See,
conservation jurisdiction.
I looked at,
This line right here is as far as we have jurisdiction over.
okay,
The well is outside that, so.
all right.
we're not
And
the-
see, if you look at, see where my house is, you know, I'm not sure, it's the 150 feet from there to where the well is.
Okay, what I'm saying is that the well is in an area that is not
Okay.
conservation's
Well,
jurisdiction.
so now you know. So if anybody comes down with some weird disease, you all know. I've made it public. And I also wanted to ask a few other things that would be concerning you, I think. And that is, as I think I did say that I had the site plans 4 times. And I don't know what you're going to do to that embankment, but whatever it is you're going to do, it was overkill, and you took out a lot of big pines that were there already. They've done it already. And there are big pines in there, the kinds that are protected. And I looked at a map today that's in the town hall downstairs, in that room that I said where I went and sat, and there was a map that showed like protected animals, and there was another one that showed protected, you know, trees and other things. And I think it's a pretty close call. But I will let you know that I'm sorry, I don't have a computer with me. I don't have one, this is working. So I have to do the best I can with this.
Did you see, I didn't see any work there that wasn't inside the 100-foot.
I didn't either.
There are no trees been removed.
The trees that went
Not in the
back,
buffer zone.
You're right, right.
Right, but
well, you
again,
don't, I don't know, but they
again,
took a
it's a-
lot out of there.
Well, it's marked.
And they, yes, but
It's
they,
delineated, the marking is there, the 100-foot.
what I'm saying to you is, when you say to me that they're gonna put something in there to grow, you're gonna tell me that I'm 77. I bought that house and that land in 78, all right? That's a few years. Those trees were already substantial at that time. They're gonna grow in my lifetime to be from a sapling to something that I can't put my arms around anymore? I don't think so.
I don't think that's what anybody here said.
No.
No, but I'm just saying, that's not a replacement, that's a,
Well, you can't replace a tree that big anyway.
that's right, that's why we ought not to have solar. So, that's my view on that. Hang on a second, because I have to, this thing is fussy. If I don't do it just right, it won't, my son put so many protections on this thing, it's ridiculous. I can't get it to talk to me if I don't look at it and have the right password.
But the only thing in front of us right now is the house and the septic system.
Okay, but then let me tell you the rest of it then, because you probably may want to know about that, or maybe you don't. As I asked Mr. Baptiste when he was here before, he said to me, no, he hadn't been there, and at the time that we were here on April 1st, he said he'd only bought the property about a month beforehand, and he hadn't gone and looked at it, and you can look it up on the film. Anyway, I've been there all that time, and nobody called me and nobody talked to me about anything, which was kind of okay, you're fine. So I sent this out to somebody, and it said that there were protected pines on the property. The current owner stated he believes that trees ought to be clear-cut at least 30, that's what you told me, at least 30 feet around the house that you're planning to build, and that's right on the edge of the buffer zone. I know that, so is the septic. And I said, this is potentially within the buffer zone. Cranberry Bog is adjacent. There are and were, and you could never find this because you weren't there at the right time of the year, lady slippers, and I know that those are endangered. They've gone right through it, and I have people that will attest to that. It takes 10 to 15 years for lady slippers to regenerate, if you look it up. And so they're not going to. I've been there since 78. I only have 2 lady slippers on my property. And I didn't go and cut any of them. I didn't go and dig them up and plant them. That's how long they take. They're slow moving. So there's nothing I can do about that.
Okay.
No. The pit, formerly a stump dump, has been removed. It has been home to a number of animals over the decades I've lived here, including mice, chipmunks, skunk, raccoons, many generations of rabbits, fisher cats, coyote, deer, fox, badger, weasels, and there was an egg-laying site for painted turtles. I got to observe the painted turtle. The gray squirrels still live here, but the red squirrels haven't been seen recently. And so far this year, the robins and blue jays and cardinals have not been back since the carving began on the property. And I have bird feeders, and they were very prevalent.
We saw remnants of the stump dump today when we were out there, and they were outside of our jurisdiction, so there's
Okay.
nothing that we can do about that.
That was in where the wells are, where they dug all that up.
It was right
It was
outside the 100-foot buffer, so it has nothing to do with what we're meeting on
Okay,
tonight.
so in other words, you're going to, okay.
We can't do anything. It's not that we...
Okay. No, I'm just going to say.
We won't. We
Because I
can't.
want to know, everyone to know what has been done.
Okay.
In the spring and fall, it's been a landing spot for migratory birds that has been cleared out completely. And they have not been observed after decades of sightings. They're not there anymore. Typically, wild turkey occupy this area at least since the late 1990s, and turkey shells have been observed. We've also had out there spotted salamanders, which I know are rare. All right, regular salamanders.
Again, it's not within our jurisdiction.
I understand, but I wanted to get it on
Well,
record. Please.
You're
Copperhead-
holding a lot of people here.
Yeah, there are other, we have
hostage.
other
I
hearings
waited
tonight.
for all these other ones, too.
Yeah.
Copperhead snakes,
I'm going to give you 1 more minute.
eastern hog snakes, leopard frogs, and tree frogs. And I think several of those things, which are in the area where he's gone, are actually, they didn't bother to check to see whether or not where they cut it down. And when they took out those, the pines, they didn't bother. They didn't bother to check whether anything was, anything important.
They're not legally required to.
Oh, so they can do any kind of damage they want? Okay, very
If
interesting.
they own the property and are building a house and it's not within our jurisdiction, there's nothing we can say about it.
What can I do about it?
Buy the property?
I wanted to, and I would have,
All right.
because I wouldn't have put anything there, I know better.
We can't do anything about it. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime they build a house anywhere, there's gonna be some damage,
Well,
right? I mean, they built your house, there's damage, right?
I was very judicious about what I took out.
Right.
And everything I've taken out, I've made sure that I put something back for
Well,
several
that's what
times
we're asking them
over.
to do.
We're asking-
But if you
that's
took,
what-
them- you did,
We're
but
trying to work within the regulations as best we can.
Well,
Yeah.
I just think that it needs to be known, and I will tell you that one of the men that came out representing them made a few remarks to me, and one of them, he said to me, well, what's so special about this? And I said, they'll find out. And he's tried to finagle, and he said, well, what is there here? And I said, why? You know, what do you want to know? He said, well, is there buried treasure here? And I said, no. Not that I know of. Is there gold here? I said, I doubt it. Not that I know of. Is there a ghost? And I'm thinking to myself, really?
all right, well, thank you. We've
You
got to
know?
move on. We've got more hearings to go through tonight.
So you're going to wave the wand on this? Great.
No,
Okay.
we let you have your say, and that's what you wanted. But
Oh,
it's-
no, I
it's-
want more than that.
But it's outside of our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
There's
No,
nothing
no.
we can do.
Though there'll be something that it can be done. I'm sure there is.
All right?
I don't know what it
But
is
it's
yet.
not with us.
So it's with the Board of Health?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well,
check
that's
with
not a
them.
problem. I know how to find my way to
If you have a concern about the
them.
position of your septic system where it's registered with the town, then yes, you should go to the Board of Health and get that
Yeah.
checked out.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
But that's not anything we can handle. It's nothing.
That's fine.
Nothing to do with us.
That's what I'm saying to you. I had a folder like this because I went and got a permit for everything I did. Now I have a folder like that. It means I did nothing. That's not true, because I did. I paid for everything. I made all the different permits that I was supposed to do, and I followed the rules. So now it looks like,
Well,
Pretty bad.
You should go see the health director with the years that you had your plans done,
yep,
and
I
find out
can.
which plan they have on file, and whether it's the most recent plan or one from very beginning, and what's changed since
they
then.
were, the beginning ones were there. I know they were. I checked between
I
6
know,
and 8
but
months ago.
all they would keep is the most recent one, because
No, they
that-
wouldn't. That's not what they told me. They told me no one else had access, they wouldn't be removed, and the ones that were originally there from 1978 forward were there. And some
Okay.
of them still are, but not very many.
All right.
Not the whole enchilada.
Okay.
Not by a long shot.
All right, thank you.
So, I'm sorry you can't see this, because I have to live with this.
It's
And
not
it's
that we
really
can't
not
see it.
beautiful.
It's not that we can't see it. There's
But you
nothing we
can't
can
do
do
anything about it. That's okay, we'll go to the Board of Health.
Okay.
So now you know.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Seeing no one coming towards us?
Oh, the one thing I want to ask you, if the plan, which I'm considering not correct here with the sign, my septic system and everything, in regards to that water, if that is not correct, do they have to file a new plan?
They would have to,
If their
they would
well
have to get
falls-
approval from the Board of Health as the location of their well, and the
Okay.
safety of the well.
And the only reason they'd have to come back to us is if they put the well in the board.
Okay, that's what I'm asking, because I
Right.
certainly don't want anybody drinking out of my well, I mean, out of my septic system.
Right, okay. So, I'll entertain a motion to...
Close the hearing.
Close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's moved and seconded to close the hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, 4-0. There's
talk
no
about?
work on the 60, in the 65, correct?
No.
So we don't need a variance. It's just,
Do you want to talk about an order of conditions, special
Well,
order of conditions first?
yeah, the order of conditions that we talked about. Did you write the things that we had talked about earlier? Do we want to put a fence
At the
along?
65?
Well, I don't know.
Also, I had noted that the way you described it,
Okay.
you would like conditioning where
Right.
from the 65 foot to the property line,
Yeah, I think that's
Would be-
sufficient.
let be
Let go,
rewild
yeah,
on its own.
yeah, I think
But
that,
not requiring specific plantings.
right, but,
But
right,
also like,
yeah, no
you
tree
have to let
planting.
it
And no
rewild.
No
mowing.
mowing.
No mowing, no,
Okay.
just
touching.
let
No
it,
tou- it's a
yeah,
no
no
touch
touch
zone.
zone
No
from
mowing,
the
no
property line to the 65-foot
I think
line.
just post with signs would work.
And signs along both the property line and the 65-foot line on the house side.
Because I think the, kind of
And
like
the
the
box
standard special conditions with the
That's what you said.
the signs, just say like on wooden posts.
I think that's
So-
fine,
Yeah.
but
Wooden
because
posts
people
have-
use that bog, people walk their dogs around that bog.
It's like every 50 feet, that's how
Yeah,
it's like used.
that's
So it
fine.
should be on the bog side and the house side.
Bog sign and half side, yeah, that whole
Okay.
slip.
That quarter.
So there'd be
That
two
quarter.
sets of posts.
Yeah, so both
Yeah.
sides.
Okay, so those are the special conditions, along with all the boilerplate, regular stuff. All right? So I'll entertain a motion to approve the NOI with the conditions just set forth.
So moved.
Second.
All right? And we'll give Andy the second on that. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the NOI for Cranberry Road Lot 3 with the special conditions and the normal, regular conditions as indicated on the NOI. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, it's approved 4-0. All right,
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
thanks.
Now we can start the new public hearings.
I know.
I know, we
You know, we've never had
Oh my
9,
goodness.
never had 9 site visits in a day. We've never had 11 things on the agenda. All right, new public hearing, 0 North Main Street, request for a determination of applicability. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, MGL Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7:00 p.m. on Wednesday, May 6, 2026, in meeting room number 1 at the Carver Town Hall to hear the request for a determination of applicability, RDA, submitted by Navarone Development LLC to determine whether the area depicted on the plan is an area subject to the Wetlands Protection Act, whether the activities depicted on the plan are subject to the Wetlands Protection Act and its regulations, and whether the area and/or activities depicted on the plan are subject to the jurisdiction of any municipal wetlands ordinance or bylaw of Carver. The RDA is for the construction of an access path. The property is located at 0 North Main Street, Carver, MA, Assessors Map 25, Lot 1. All interested parties are invited to attend. Good evening. Please
evening.
introduce yourselves.
Arthur Borden and Associates.
Constantine Paganis, Navarone Development, LLC.
Okay. Go right ahead. Describe your project, please.
What we're looking for, we requested to construct a temporary access to the upland on the property for exploration of a well site and soils for a septic system. We viewed the site today. There's a pretty substantial dirt bike path there that it doesn't go straight in like we've proposed, but I think by the time you take out a little bit on one corner, a little bit on the other corner, it's going to wind up pretty much in that location. Again, it's to provide some temporary access to the upland where we could, stage some equipment for the exploration work. We're proposing erosion controls on both sides. Everything seems to be pretty firm out there. We weren't in walking there. There might be some areas where we want to put a little material to cover up the roots that have been exposed, but for the most part, I think we can navigate that path and make it, approximately 12 foot wide.
Okay. We were all out there today, or you were out earlier.
I was out early.
What is your plan for the ravine to cross that wetland there?
Well, what we were proposing at this stage was to put in I think it was a 15-inch diameter ADS pipe.
Okay.
That, looking at today crossing, I don't think there's any water going from the vernal pool to the other side, because the ditch is kind of filled in already.
Yeah,
But
no, I know, one side was wet, the other was dry.
We could clean that out and put a pipe in so the water could flow through there. And through what we were thinking about, construction matting over it.
Oh, yeah, we'll put some matting there in case it does get wet, that it'll be load bearing, because we want to
Right,
bring in
okay.
some equipment when we do our investigation in the site.
Okay. I mean, we're basically just voting tonight on whether we agree that the wetlands are the wetlands.
Well, you did that last June. You did you issued an ORAD for the property.
Oh, no, okay,
This is just, again, it's
an RDA.
knowing full well that whatever the development plans are down the road, we're going to have to come back with a full-scale notice of intent.
Right.
But
Right.
we thought at this point,
So that intent, though, eventually to put a permanent road in there, is that?
yes,
Okay.
when we figure out what the potential development is, we'll be back with a full-scale road. The commission years ago did issue an order of conditions. There was a developer looking to do a mini storage facility in there, and there was an order of conditions written for the road. I don't know if if I remember correctly, there was a problem between what you would allow and what the planning board would allow, and the project just kind of died.
Right.
But there was an order of conditions written several years ago.
Do you know how many? Do you know approximately when that might have been?
You were probably on the phone.
I don't know. No, I don't think I was.
Depending on how long ago it could be on the computer.
Let's find something with a date on it. I think it was well before all of your time.
I think so too. It had to be.
2004.
Okay, 22 years ago. Okay.
Was the difference since the storage didn't meet the zoning? Because right now, I don't think storage is allowed in that zoning.
No,
In HC.
all I'm pointing out to them is that the commission at the time did issue an order of conditions
Yes.
for a use in there, so.
Okay.
Well, if you pull the map back up, record. Is there a reason why you're going through a lot of wetlands right there? You can't do it along the property boundary with Noria there? Just put a road in like right along that edge there. You're staying out.
In reality, we're not, the only place that there's wetlands is actually the connection between the.
Yeah, it's a 65-foot buffer that we're concerned about.
You're gonna be in a 65,
Yeah, but just a little bit, and
No,
then you're
you'll
out
be-
of it. Like, if you put it in right along that property line there, I mean, you're disturbing a whole bunch within the 65 on that one. The other one, I mean, it's minimal disturbance. Is that the only access you guys have?
that's the only access to the only upland access to the property.
But,
And we're thinking at this point with the dirt bike track there, it's the path of least resistance and disturbance.
well, I know, but it's still within the 65-foot buffer. We'd like to stay out of that as much as possible. That's my thoughts anyway. I don't know.
But if we were to come in inside of Noria, that's all heavily wooded.
I understand
There's
that.
no path, it'll all have to be cut to it.
The thing is, though, if that's gonna eventually become a permanent road, then it's a significant disturbance in the wetlands.
There's gonna be a significant amount of cutting, no matter what you do.
Yes, yes.
At some
If you-
point.
If you even go for your proposed area, there's gonna be a lot of cutting that goes
Right.
through there too.
At
Those
some
dark
point,
little blobs there, what are those things, you know?
Above
These?
the road.
Yeah, those things there.
those are
Those are overflow.
overflows from the detention
Riprap,
basins.
those are
Oh, the
riprap.
riprap.
That's on Noria's property.
Or Nori's property? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I don't know.
All right. No, I understand what you're saying, Dave.
It actually makes a lot of sense, not to sound surprised.
It should be from me, probably, right?
Yeah, I just, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, what's down the road, whatever they decide to build back there, and how much traffic that road will eventually get. It all depends on really what's being built back there. And you've already got an intersection with traffic lights right across from Green Park Way there.
But that's a significant disturbance through a lot of.
Except the path's there.
Yeah, but it's not a, you know, it's just, it's impermeable, it's, you know, it's, you know, driving on it, you're putting salt on it, you're not doing, you know what I mean? That's,
Right. I think the question really becomes what the town will allow for curb cuts next to Noria.
right. But that shouldn't be our concern, really.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean, if that's an ask, as an investigation of what can be done there, to go through that way.
What's your overall plan for out back there?
I think in order to realize the commercial potential of the property, being zoned by the town as a highway commercial, and I'm paying over $50,000 in taxes every year, you know, in order to realize the commercial value, I need to access at the lights. You know, I don't think traffic-wise, there's 30 acres there. If you're gonna utilize it, you can't just dump them off anywhere on the road, it's gonna create a problem. Now, the signalization, and that's a benefit, and, you know, I do replication all the time. If you, and there's other parts of the property, if we need to mitigate it, we will. But at this point, you know, I go send my survey crew, or I go there to do some investigation, and I park at Aubuchon or I park at Noria, and they kick me off. They say, what are you doing here again? You know, I need to access the property.
Right.
You know, and at some point, or just, you know, file for an abatement and stop the pain. You know, I want to develop the place and add to the tax rolls of the town. This is, you know, it's commercial
Right.
property.
I get it.
It's one of the few commercial sites in the town. It should be utilized as such, not impeded. That's my feeling, and I think that's the feeling of your zoning.
Yeah, I think, you know, my opinion is that from a, you know, the current standpoint of straightening out that dirt track, that dirt bike path or quad path, there are a couple of pretty sharp corners that cutting through could get a fairly straight access road. I think that, you know, just looking for the future and what could be there, having, I don't want to have to do it twice. You know, I don't want to put in a road next to Noria.
May I add to that too? May I add that the dirt bikes right now, when it's wet out there, they move a lot of sediment, they move a lot of material, that is constantly changing. When I build it, I'll stabilize it
Right, yeah, we saw that.
to all the latest guidelines of construction. If you leave it like that, no one's stopping those dirt bikes. They're gonna find another way in. And they're gonna, you know, I could block it out and protect my work if I change it, but right now, they're just gonna keep creating more sediment, killing more, sediment. There's a problem for wetlands.
So we're just gonna think in the future, if they do develop it, they're not gonna come back with a 12-foot road.
No, that's gonna be opened up. That's gotta be a road.
So
That's
it's
gonna be a road.
That's gotta be a
It's gonna
road there,
big
yeah.
So it's gonna be, you know, a major impact to that wetland area.
Right. Yeah.
One way or the other, we have to build a road in there.
No, I get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
It's like, it's an easement of necessity, really.
But our job is to protect the wetlands. I get what you're
No,
saying.
no, I understand, I understand.
We gotta
Yeah.
minimize the impact that you're causing to the wetlands. And
The-
you're talking about a major,
For me, that the minimum impact is, either one is about the same impact in order to utilize the property. Otherwise, if you minimize the impact, you had to just put a moratorium on that property, don't develop it.
oh, I understand, I
You know?
get what you're saying. I'm not arguing that point with you. I'm just saying that what our job is, what we have to
Yeah,
look at,
yeah.
is minimizing what damage we're doing to the wetland area.
Well, that's what this plan accomplishes, is to minimize, work in the buffer zone to get to the upland portion of the property.
Who would determine if you could do a curb cut right next to Noria for the, the size of, say, Deer Park Way? Have it be offset from Deer Park Way and not directly opposite.
Green Park.
I think that would be a
Greenberg.
traffic engineer would have to,
Yeah.
you'd have to give them some numbers of how much loading you're gonna, your plan, your NOI is gonna add to the intersection. And, in fact, I went to the hearing when VHB was designing Green Park Way there, and the lights there.
Yeah.
And they adjusted their alignment to this proposal to meet the future development and of that project.
know,
And I said, you guys are working with me, I continued paying my taxes. Rather, if I knew this, I'd probably file an abatement 5 years ago,
Yeah, I would,
I'm trying to be a good sport myself and
yeah.
go along with I look at you guys, I understand, I've been around the block, but I look at the whole town as having to have some sort of cohesiveness. Your decision with the zoning in place, my feeling is there has to be some sort of, and like I said, we'll do replication, we'll protect it, and we'll stop those dirt bikes, from destroying the place.
In all honesty, if we were to put something inside of Noria, it would make that even worse, because the entrance to Aubuchon is, you can just see the,
Oh, that's crazy
it's
intersection.
right, absolutely.
With Duncan there.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
So that was, again, part of the design was for the four-way intersection with the thought that something will happen on this property at some point in time.
I'm not arguing that that's not the best place to put it. I'm just wrestling with the idea of the impact it's going to do to the wetlands.
Well, there is replication.
I think you know how I feel about that.
I know.
I don't like it either.
Well,
We could continue this and investigate what it's gonna take to put the road closer to Noria.
whether it's feasible or not.
Whether it's feasible or not.
I'm okay with that.
Just for now.
Yeah, just
And
do
then-
some,
And then make a decision, what to do. That would be my recommendation, is to continue it until they can figure out if it's feasible for you guys to put a road in over there. And
Yeah.
that's the only they want to be able to develop the property, I understand that, And we want to impact, at least amount of impact on the wetlands in the process,
right.
so.
I just have a question. So since this is the temporary access path and it's for the exploratory work, just to what extent of trucks and machinery would be on this before you would then probably eventually come back for an NOI with an
I'd have to
established
drill-
road?
I'd have to drill for water, and then I'd have to take some borings for infiltration, for the septic. And depending what size trucks, but your standard trucks, 8.5 feet wide, 12, 20 tons.
There's still gonna need a
25
major
tons.
road though to go in there.
Yeah.
So is your plan to put a temporary road in, pull it all out?
Yeah,
After you
temporary road
determine
in,
and
do
then
the
go
site
back in again?
investigation and see what, if we have decent water there, if we have to treat it for manganese, or, because the town well's been shut down for manganese.
Don't get that far.
And also do investigation for the septic system, see where we're gonna put the septic field. I need access to that property. Another thing, I know, having read some of the wetlands, regulations, I have, I'm a chemical applicator, I'm a septic installer. I know that the regulations want to protect vernal pools even more than bordering vegetated wetlands. And I think coming in from the Naria side, you're going to have to go closer to that vernal pool than our proposal. I mean, I'm just looking at it geometrically now, might be close, but, you know, I mean, it's almost, for me, it looks like it's the same impact, either side. You're going well into the buffer and well next to that vernal pool. You know, either way. So I think if that cancels out, if it's the same disturbance either way, if that cancels out, then, you know, the easement of necessity points to, and best utilization of the project. You know, I'm pleading with you, you know, helps, you know, is reasonable. You know, I hope, you know, we remain reasonable here to choose the best path to utilize this property. That's my appeal.
How long you own this property?
2019.
Olivia, is that certified vernal pool?
That's a vernal pool, yeah.
Certified though, by the state, like?
I think so, I'm not sure.
It might be on master's from it.
Yeah, you have a 100-foot buffer from
From the vernal pool.
vernal pool.
It would
Either
change.
way, yeah, change the whole thing.
I'm like way far away from
It's in a weird place.
It would be the best practice just look at alternatives, you know what I mean? I think.
To do what? I'm
To look at
sorry?
alternatives for another way to get in there.
Keep going, keep going, keep
Yeah.
going. Till you get to 44, it's just past 44.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep,
Oh, it's certified.
it's a certified vernal pool.
So, like all the boundaries would be 100 feet from that as well. That's a
No matter
wetland.
what,
No matter what.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, in some ways, I don't think we have the delineation right. Right? Am I being
Yeah, I
crazy?
Okay. We would just be approving the temporary road, the access road. Do you want them to investigate another option for the access road, or?
Yeah, I would think that would be the ideal thing to do.
Okay.
I mean, just asking if they can break the curb, basically.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
They have to do a traffic study.
Do they have to? I don't know. That's,
VHB did a traffic study for that intersection when they did the lights for Green Business Park. So there's existing
state road,
traffic numbers already.
right.
Right. I know, I understand that. We're looking at putting an alternative, you know,
Yeah.
a different entrance
Again,
and,
the-
you know, just doing some research on what would be allowable there.
And if that is a certified vernal pool, like it says, then it's the 100-foot buffer. There's no vernal pool, right, it's 65.
So the 65 means nothing.
Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think we have the right buffers here if that's certified.
I mean,
Okay. All right, can we look into that as well?
I don't think we can take any action tonight.
No, we'll have to continue. All right, so,
yeah, I get it.
okay, so we want to see if you can investigate an alternate entrance closer to Noria and see whatever ramifications, even if it's allowable.
I'll be honest with you, it would not be the safest route. The path of least destruction out there through the buffer zones is where the dirt bike path is now. If
And I think-
anywhere we go inside of Noria, that's gonna have to be cut. It's all wooded, it's wooded buffer, wooded 65, wooded buffer to the vernal pool. It'd be much more destruction to go in that way than to go in over the dirt bike path that's already there.
Okay. All we're asking is for you to look into it and come back. And if that's what you come back with again, you know, and saying that,
I'll spare you the time, that's what I would come
Okay.
back with. In my mind, I go through that intersection up there a lot.
Okay.
And anything near that intersection with Noria and Aubuchon across the street
I'm
is a
not
disaster.
arguing with you, I'm voicing
no,
what the
I-
commission is
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah,
Savory, this is, correct me, this is an RDA though, right?
Right.
Isn't it positive?
It is a positive.
100%
I mean,
100% positive RDA.
That's what we're supposed to be
That's what
determining.
we're just doing the RDA, right? So we're just saying it's a positive.
Okay.
Wetlands are being impacted.
Wetlands are going to be impacted.
Okay.
So they're gonna have to
Well,
come back.
yeah, the options,
And then they have to come back with them what's the,
Or-
then they come back with a,
the work is, or the bound, like, yeah, the area is jurisdictional.
right.
There are like determinations where, yeah, the area is jurisdictional, but you've determined that like the proposed work won't alter, fill, dredge,
Right, so,
resource areas.
so then they have to ask for a variance then, right? Then they have to,
Definitely.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Not-
in my
procedurally, what
when
are
I
we doing, right?
first saw this, I would think that it would either be a determination potentially with conditions, or this should be even, like, I get that it's a temporary access road, but like, that it should come as an NOI to be conditioned, because there is going to be impacts directly on the resource areas.
Which makes it a positive RDA.
So we either continue it or issue a positive. Which is, we continue it, we're gonna end up issuing a positive anyway, so. Right?
Yeah, but so then what's their procedure?
So then they have to file an NOI.
Then they have to file an NOI.
Well, do you guys find that this path, no matter what, would need to be
Yeah,
permitted?
it definitely is gonna have an
Yes.
impact, yeah, there's no question.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, if that's, yeah, then it would just be a positive determination.
Yeah,
If you were never going to say like negative, like the work can be done with, but like this so-and-so conditions, if you weren't gonna do that, then.
Then
I
they
would
should have
say-
come in, with a order of condition request instead of an IDA. If we were gonna just let them go in there and do it now, they wouldn't have filed for an IDA, they would have filed for an order of conditions. But since they filed an IDA, we have
Yeah.
to make it, yeah.
We're stating the obvious, right?
well, yeah, but we have to go procedurally, we have to
Well,
go
because
procedurally, correct.
the request was whether the area depicted is in jurisdiction, it is, whether the activities are subject to the act, which they are.
They are.
Which they are.
Yeah.
And D, whether the area is referenced subject to the bylaw, or
They
the
are.
local bylaw.
Which it is,
Which it is.
Yeah.
so there's no other really,
And then
no other
you're-
option for us.
So, we-
Like,
yeah, so,
This is, the RDA is for the construction of an access path. So, but the access path is jurisdictional, so it is positive.
Right.
I guess what we're talking
because,
about, like,
yeah.
if this is the right thing to be asking.
Yes.
because it's possible
It's positive,
to
so that doesn't help
allow
you.
work under the RDA. But if you guys find that you wouldn't want to allow the work under an RDA.
All right, I'm confused here.
I just think,
I think
I thought we'd issue a positive RDA and then they'd have to come back with an NOI or something.
Yes,
That's how I
that's
understand
what I
it.
think.
The thing of it is, you'll get the same plan. You could do a negative determination with conditions that the work has to be done based on the plan that's been presented. Because the notice of intent, is going to get you the same plan, and you'll get to do conditions.
I'll say that, I would say, the benefits for you guys, just if you would, like, want to see this, if it was submitted as an NOI, they would have to outline, like, exactly, like, what impacts are being made on like the resource areas.
And we have to make sure that it's flagged correctly.
Right, with the certified wrong.
Well, why don't we go begin with, we'll continue it, we issue a positive and continue it with
Well, you
condition.
wouldn't continue.
Just continue. We
Just
don't
just
issue.
continue
Just
it, just continue it, yeah.
All right.
What would be the benefit of continuing it?
Well, if they can investigate, that's even possible to put a road in over there. I mean,
Okay.
if they don't want to do that, then,
Right, like that is another thing, like even if it was possible.
So you're still
it wouldn't
talking about the
be
road
belong
closer to Naria?
Right,
It's your property.
if that's possible.
Just investigating that.
Just
So we
investigate.
continue it with that investigation, and they come back and say no,
Then we
it's
just
not
vote on
possible,
it. Yeah,
then we're back to square one with the IDA.
right.
Yes. Right.
And in the meantime, we should make sure that that's flagged correctly
With it,
Yeah,
with that.
with the certified vernal.
Okay.
with the certified vernal pool. And also, Art,
You issued an INRAD less than a year ago for that whole property.
We did?
Yeah.
The flags are still there, and they're
Okay.
clearly
Oh, that's what
labeled,
those
yeah.
flags were for, okay.
But it wasn't, it's not marked as a certified vernal pool, though, there's no 100-foot. Well, you have 100-foot buffer from what you did, same, I guess the same one.
All right, so even if it is certified,
Yeah,
It is.
the 65-foot means nothing, we're
you
gonna
just
go by
go
the
by
100.
the 100-foot,
We're
that's
going
all.
by the green line instead of the pink line.
Right, that's no big deal.
Right. Okay.
So now we're back to the the continuation.
Just to investigate if that road is even possible to put in.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, just look into it as best you can, to find out what ramifications there might be, if it's allowable, if it's feasible.
It very well may not be, I'm sure, you know.
So, yeah, I could tell you from now, the traffic engineer, whether it's VHB, whether it's Hudson Stein, I retain them both. I know, having done this, they're gonna say that it's gonna negatively impact the whole intent of that traffic light.
Okay.
And the alignment that they did to make it all work together, and the left turn that they planned coming down from the rear. They made space for me for a left turn
Yep.
into the site.
Yep.
In the alignment going through where we showed the temporary road. So the answer is going to be no. You know, I mean, if you
Okay.
want me to go through
So
those,
now we're just issuing them.
if you want me to go through the motions, yeah. I'll go through the motions if you want me to, but that's gonna be the answer.
Well, it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, it is.
What you're saying that
It
that's
is,
what
yeah,
you're
it's a waste of time, yeah.
and
And it should be self-evident, you know?
then we're back to.
All right, so if we issue a positive, then the next step is an NOI?
Yep. Right?
All right.
Or a negative with conditions. If the conditions aren't followed, you have the enforcement or action.
I'd like to know more about what's gonna happen back there. What kind of traffic we're looking at.
That's got nothing to do with anything right now. We're just looking for access
I know what
to
you're
do
asking
testing and
for.
exploratory work.
In order to investigate if I have water and if I have a place to put a septic system, will determine, you know, the use, and will define the NOI. Now I don't even have access to the
Okay, all
property.
right, so we say you can temporarily use that to go
Yes.
drill a well and do some test pits, but no permanent road.
No,
Right.
yeah, I'm not asking for a permanent road now, but I'm looking ahead too, that's probably
So
where
that's
it
what
would
you're
have.
asking, you're
yeah.
asking just to temporarily drive a drill rig in there
Yes, sir, yeah,
and drill some holes.
and restore everything, yeah, no impact,
Okay.
less impact, I'm gonna
It doesn't
mitigate
need
the
to be
impact.
paved,
yeah.
you're not gonna do anything, right?
I'm gonna mitigate the impact from the dirt bikes. I'm gonna
Okay.
protect all the erosion that's happening now,
Okay. So,
yeah.
So just keep it a dirt road.
a negative determination with the conditions that you just mentioned?
Well, or a positive, and say,
Positive with
it'd be a positive with condition.
No, it would be
No,
negative.
negative.
You'd have to say negative.
You'd have to say
is
negative with
positive for
conditions.
Positive.
Positive means an NOI, negative
Triggers
with
an NOI.
conditions.
Right, I guess.
Again, if you do the negative with conditions, we can put the erosion controls in. If Olivia can come out and inspect and make sure it's, but if, at any point, if something is done wrong out there, she can come to you for an enforcement order and shut us
Right.
down. So,
Okay.
knowing that at some point, you are gonna get a full-blown notice of intent for
Is
something
that-
here.
Yeah, but with no intention of putting a permanent road in for the time.
We can make that a condition.
Right. We don't want a permanent road going through there.
Right. Yeah, that this is
It's
for,
just exploratory, right?
this is for
Temporary.
temporary access only.
Temporary access, okay.
And, okay. So, are we good with that? Is that
Yes,
okay
yeah,
with you?
temporary. Yeah, I'm
All
not
right.
gonna build a, I'm
Okay.
not gonna dig it out
So-
and build a road, no.
We're going to vote on a negative determination with conditions, being that this is a temporary road for access by machinery to determine what can be used. It is not a precursor to it is not to be seen as a precursor to a permanent road. Any kind of permanent road will be its own filing at some point later on, depending on what they find back there. Is that okay?
Yep. Sure.
Yep.
I might get specific with like erosion controls, but they're already on the plan, so.
Well, I mean, there would be the other standard
Yeah.
erosion control situation, no
I
pavement.
don't like it either, but I still think it's probably delineated.
What are they bringing in to shore, are you gonna bring in fill to shore the road?
If there's any real soft spots, I could either bring some in or, a sandy soil.
And you're going to put the culvert in, right?
And I'll put the culvert in,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
You wanna specify what they can bring in, put in there?
No clay, just permeable sand.
No high fines, nothing that's
I mean,
gonna
it was
make the water
pretty-
brown, yeah.
It was pretty sturdy ground. But yeah,
Yeah, but you don't, once they start moving, they're gonna be cutting trees down, they're
Yeah,
gonna be doing
what are you
stumps and
gonna
stuff.
do with the ditch?
Put up,
Like, are you just gonna fill the sand there?
I'm gonna get rid of the
With
dirt bike
pipe?
ruts and connect the dots to where that irrigation or agricultural drainage ditch was. And I'm gonna put right on the bottom of it, I'm gonna put a 15-inch
conduit.
ADS pipe, yeah, to keep the connectivity with
Keep
the,
the tree cutting to a minimum.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
talked about that out there, we're going to cut,
Just make it wide enough for the drill rig to get in there.
right, and cut the corner so
Right.
it's as
Yeah.
straight as possible.
Any-
Stumping going on?
Would I be able,
There would have to
could
be.
you maybe,
Well, not really.
like, just like fence out with like the siltation fence?
contain all the work with
Like
silt
show
fence,
where
yeah.
you're going, like how wide the path is,
Right, Yeah.
before you guys start cutting? So I can go out and see, you know what I mean, like before you see.
Right,
why-
that's what I'm suggesting, that
Yeah,
that Savory said that, it may not be exactly straight like that, because the dirt pipe path wound its way
Right.
in there, but
Right.
as we said, there's, you take out some on one corner, some
Yeah.
on the other corner, and all of a sudden, you got a fairly straight path.
Okay, so before they start work, stake out
It has to be
exactly,
marked out first.
exactly
well,
what
or
they're
at
doing.
least just like put the erosion, like,
Right.
well, which is normal when, with an order. of
Or just
conditions.
flag
it,
it,
flag
flag
Yeah,
it
like
first.
have
Flag
it
it.
flagged, have
Where
the
the-
bear, or some sort of barriers, see like exactly that width, what, and I can visualize like
Yeah.
what trees are coming
Yeah.
down. the
Okay.
path and what-
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
All right,
All right,
so
I'm closing.
I will,
You gotta close the hearing.
yeah, no, I'll accept a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved and second to close the hearing. Oh, is there anybody out? Oh,
yeah.
sorry, before we close it. Okay, no. All right. It's been moved and seconded to close the hearing on 0 North Main Street. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, 4-0. I will entertain a motion for a negative determination with the conditions mentioned beforehand.
So moved.
Yeah, I mean, we
I
pretty
don't
much
like
said.
it, but whatever, you know.
Well, I mean, the other option is an NOI for a temporary road. I think we've covered everything. It's temporary, it's path of least resistance, it's straightening out minimum tree, it's fixing the ruts for that the quads have left.
And with no intention of putting the permanent road in there.
And, yeah, that it's a
Okay.
temporary road with no,
Everything needs to be removed.
So moved.
right,
So it's negative determination box 3.
negative?
Negative box
Box
three.
3.
Okay.
Second. He's so.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to have a negative determination for the RDA with conditions. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Opposed.
3-1-0. Okay. All right, that's where we stand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, thank you.
Next up, 19 Rochester Road, notice of intent. Is there a DEP number?
For Rochester Road,
No, we don't?
no, not yet.
Not yet,
Yeah,
okay.
and I spoke to him, so we'll just have to continue, but you guys can discuss tonight.
Okay.
But you'll have to continue until we get to,
All right.
EP number?
yeah.
All right, notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, MGL, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7:00 PM on Wednesday, May 6, 2026, in meeting room number 1 at the Carver Town Hall, to hear the notice of intent submitted by Jacob Braley for the construction of a new single-family dwelling with an attached garage, septic system, well, water line, driveway, and associated grading, the conversion of an existing dwelling to an accessory building, an ADU with septic system, and the removal of an existing shed within the 65-foot and 100-foot buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetland. This project is located at 19 Rochester Road, Carver, Massachusetts, Assessors Map 90, lots 4-3 and 5-0. All interested parties are invited to attend. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for waiting.
It's been an enlightening meeting. So about a year ago, you guys, the Conservation Committee approved a plan to put a new structure in the back half of the property. And at that time, the plan was to remove the existing structure. Our proposal is to keep the existing structure while also adding the additional structure out back as the primary residence and the addition of a gravel driveway off of the existing driveway leading out to the back.
Okay, yeah, we were all out there today,
Yep.
took a look at it.
When we were here about a month ago, took some feedback and made some adjustments, and this is
Right.
the
Right.
revised plan that we came up with.
Right. I think the only thing that we noticed was that you indicated that the entire driveway was gravel, yet the area that's currently next to the existing home is paved. What is your plan for that? Are you going to tear up the pavement and then put gravel in so it's all the same, or are you just going to continue gravel from the end of the pavement up to the new house?
My plan to limit any disturbance was just to keep the existing driveway and then go gravel off the back of it, but
Okay.
if it's required, then we can certainly tear it up.
Well, no, I mean, it's existing, it's kind of
there.
grandfathered in, so we just, there was no indication of it.
It just says on there.
Oh, it does?
Gravel.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
imagine it's the typo of the,
Yeah, okay, that was really the
Engineer.
only, we didn't know what your plans were for that existing front part. All right, we were out there today, did anybody, did you visit?
I did
the site?
swing by, yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments on
They
this?
did what we asked them
No,
to do.
No, I think you guys have done a good job of
Yeah.
taking our
It's good. It's
feedback,
great.
and
thank
I
you.
know it's hard,
Yeah,
but
great. It was a great
It looked good
solution.
to me,
Excellent.
Did you finish the roof?
making great
I
progress.
ran out of cap shingles, so
Great progress
just in
on
time
the
for the
whole
rain,
house.
you know?
So we can't vote on anything now because they don't have.
No,
any
we have to
Right.
continue.
Right, so.
But, I mean, if you basically have like most of the discussion done tonight, then
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Next time
I
you'll
would
just
say
have
that,
to
you know, we
issue-
need the DEP number, but,
Just a procedural thing. basically.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we're fine.
I think like technically, it's just safer, because like if you guys could close it, it would just have, the number would have to come before we would issue it. I don't know, it's just, I think it's cleaner and
How
safer
long
just
before
to
we get the number?
wait.
Will we have it by the next meeting?
DEP,
Or on their own timetable?
yeah, like they hadn't gotten
cashed the
it
check
yet.
fast.
Yeah, I think
Well,
what
so they'll
happened,
probably get
it
some.
might have, did you maybe like mail it to the Boston office or something?
I believe so.
So-
The receipts are all in there.
Yeah, yeah, so I think it's just like sometimes it gets sent to Boston and then Boston has to send it to Southeast, and I think they were just saying, like DEP was saying how like it might have just taken a while, like the mail only comes like
Okay.
once a week or something, I don't know what, but it's on their way to
It's-
them. So, and additionally, the other thing I clarified with DEP too is since there is that order of conditions from last year on the same property and all that, we can discuss like kind of closing out that permit once you receive an order of conditions for that. So there's not two overlapping orders of conditions on the same property.
Okay, basically saying like we didn't do the first one and then.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you would probably just get like an, I think on the COC, it's like an invalid order of conditions.
Okay.
But that would be for the previous one, but again, we can talk about that after too, so.
All right.
So do we need to come back next week, or are we conditionally approved and it's just a administrative next week or next meeting?
I mean, like, well,
Can we close the hearing? Oh, you're, well, okay.
okay. So do you have any?
No,
comments?
it's a technical
It's a
question.
technical question, yeah. It's not.
Can we close the hearing
If we were
Without a
to-
DEP number.
after we hear from this gentleman
We would need to receive the number within
before closing it?
within a certain amount of time. We need the number to issue the permit, not necessarily to close the hearing, but once you close the hearing, you only have,
So we'll issue the permit.
yeah.
So the best
so
thing
many
to do is
days to
continue.
issue
Safest
the
thing to do to
permit.
wait, to have them
So I
come
think
back.
it's just safer to just leave
Continue
it
this.
Okay.
open.
You don't necessarily have to come back, it's just, we have to have a DEP.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Okay.
next meeting,
Right.
we can just open it to close it, basically.
Right, right.
Right, but I'm just, wondering if someone else comes back, if someone else comes to the next meeting that's not here tonight, it being a public hearing, whether they need to come back or not. So, I don't foresee that happening, but you
Because
never
it's still
know.
open, people can come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
right,
can.
yeah.
If
That's
that
what I'm
were to
saying.
happen, then we just continue it again.
We could do that.
If there's a reason.
If they can't be here.
Okay.
We can just come.
Yeah.
What else do you have to do on a Wednesday
You know,
night?
it's,
Okay, sir,
Do you
please
want
come
us
up
to-
and
oh, yeah.
introduce yourself and sign in, please, if you haven't.
I'm David Piper, 27 Rochester Road.
Okay.
I've lived there for 15 years at 27 Rochester Road.
Is that
My
across the street?
concerns,
No, same side.
Oh, same side?
I'm next door to him,
Oh.
minus the wetland in
Right, I
between
gotcha,
us.
Gotcha.
My concerns are that his septic system is very close to my well. My well I've spent $20,000 in the last 7 years to attempt to keep my water potable, which it is not. So it exceeds the MCL limits right now by 6 times.
For what?
For cause of notification. So between ferrous and ferric ions and manganese. So I have an analytical balance, a water sample that was tested by analytical balance. My water's been in steep decline from 2005, if we set a base there, till now. My water is 6 times less usable, drinkable, cookable. There actually would be, I don't know what the locality, their well's not shown on this. I'd be curious to see where their well is, because as a thing, I'm a water operator by trade. The overall water quality in this area is deplorable. Putting a septic system within 150 feet of my well is certainly not going to help my situation.
Where is your well?
My well is in the back right corner of my lot.
Is it marked on that map there?
Is the 150-foot radius should be.
Well radius, it's right there.
It's at the top in the middle. This is 150-foot well radius
From,
between the.
no, he's over to the left.
He's over to the left.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the engineer would have had to have taken that into consideration when he
You
drew
would
the plans.
think so.
I walked it out with a thing. It might be 150
But
feet.
usually
And
the
that would be,
radiuses are
that's
marked.
common. They go right up to the edge.
Sure.
This-
But in and of, I have a special situation here. I don't know if you guys are hip to reading a water report, but if you see my values,
But you're over the standard in iron and,
Here's their well, right there.
Yeah.
yeah,
and
And there are swings.
my well would be as if, my well is, if this is the property line, yeah, my well's like right there.
it's not marked on that
I
map?
don't see how I don't imagine, it could potentially be.
It's supposed to be marked on that map.
It's not represented, and this is my issue with it in this moment, that system gonna be too close to what's already a bad well.
Can you
I've
have
spent-
your engineer plot that, his well on your map?
Yeah, I've
Just so we
spent,
know for sure.
$7,000 attempting to refurbish that well, and now I've spent, over $12,000 on filtration systems in the last few years to try to keep up with the values of what's going on.
But we hear your concern. What I just want to point out, though, is that anything inside this green area is outside of our jurisdiction, and that includes the septic system. So that's really a Board of Health issue as opposed to ours.
All right. I also investigated buying this property 30 months ago. As I found it, that was wetland. I've been told that that wasn't buildable land, or else I would have purchased it prior to this. And I have those plans also.
Well, they definitely squeezed it in there.
There was one lot in there that we determined wasn't buildable.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I have a manual delineation there. There's the buildable value if you go off of all the wetlands as they're represented. There's no buildable land in that area there. This is the cottage as if, it's directly behind, it's not further to, there's no buildable land to that. As far as was, this is exactly as it was done for me 30 months ago.
By a
So the-
surveyor?
Yeah, so these blue areas are really the only land that would have been fit into the definitions of what was buildable land. I was in touch with Pierre Cole. I had already investigated this thoroughly. So then the change of use from primary residence to ADU, these are both to be rental properties as if this is all shenanigans, and now it's coming very close to what is my well.
And where on this is your well, approximately?
My well is right at this jog, right, see this little peninsula of
Yeah.
land? I'm right here.
Okay.
I will just say that there is an active approved order of conditions for this property.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean,
That's
like,
how it
you know what I
was.
mean, like, this is a
Starting
new
to approve
filing,
very
but there is a
months
current
Yeah.
active plan approving
Differences between engineers.
a house right
I
there.
don't know, you know what I mean? The
Just
irony
keep
of
that in
this
mind.
is that I work with Outback Engineering as well. So, you know, Outback is engineering this for them, I think.
This is your property right here?
No, that's the wetland.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah.
but this is the wetlands
There,
as if
there.
that they are fitted to build it.
Oh, I got you. Where's your well now?
My well is right here where this property line takes this funny jog, so I'm right there at the corner.
So your well is here?
Yes.
You can look at the map.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You're really not representing my property.
No, I'm just saying that house is in this area here.
Yes, sir.
So
Well,
is that 150, you know, again,
Yeah.
we don't have any markings to
yeah,
go off.
if it's specifically 150 feet, then it is.
I mean, they had a wetland sign to go in
But
Mark
I would
theirs.
think that there wouldn't be a variance considering my water quality is already poor. And I have to give you guys, supply you guys a report from that.
Right. But again, as I said, you know, based on the wetlands delineation as they're on this plan and the buffer zones that are associated with that, with those wetlands,
But
their
it's-
septic system is outside our jurisdiction, and it would be a matter of the Board of Health if you feel that it's too close to your well.
If that's your take on it, my understanding was that you guys have the influence to protect public, you know, drinking water. So in and of, I'm appealing to you guys that this,
We understand that. I don't think anyone's arguing with that. What I'm saying to you is that we do not have the jurisdiction to do that. We do not have a legal right to do that.
Understood.
So if your concern is that, you know, your water is going to be contaminated by their septic system, then you need to go to the Board of Health with your plan and their plan and say, look, the 150 feet isn't being followed here, and see where that goes from there. But as of right now, that septic system, all of it, is not in our jurisdiction at all. And it was purposely done that way, because we do not allow septic systems within that 100-foot buffer zone.
right, well, 150-foot buffer zone.
Well, no, the 100-foot buffer zone
Oh,
from the
in your
wetland.
100-foot
From the
buffer
wetland.
zone.
That's as far
Understood.
as we have say.
So we protect wetlands, but you're talking about drinking water, and I would agree with you, like our whole aquifer is getting contaminated in Carver. We all have awful drinking water, like you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
more
yeah,
about
no, I
yours.
understand that
You know
it's-
more, but
Right.
our ability to enforce doesn't include drinking water. Like
All
the-
right.
Unfortunately.
Board of
As
Health, it's
I've
Board of
read
Health.
you guys' state, like your mission statement or whatever you
Is
call
this
it
a law?
online,
Is this like what we can do?
I thought that it was kind of contained under this, or this
It's
is the
vague and
I
then.
wish
this is
it
the first
was.
hearing
Yeah,
I've
I
been
wish it was too.
invited to regarding this.
We wish it was, but
Yeah, unfortunately, our mission statement it doesn't match the law. So it's a crazy juxtaposition there.
Understood.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And do go to the Board of Health, really.
yeah.
Yeah, and you guys need to ask your surveyor, to
At least
look into that.
get your survey to put their well radius on there.
I can check the previous plan that you guys approved, maybe it was on that one, it just.
Okay,
maybe
yeah,
didn't-
if it is, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't affect what we're doing, but it's something worth checking into.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're doing the right
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess it does. It does show the property line there. It's just
It
the
does.
amount of traffic makes it hard to see it. So see, where we jog down, and then there's that peninsula beside you guys, my well is only just right there.
Well, that's not 150 feet away.
Yeah, and that's why I'm here tonight. So
What peninsula
my
are you talking
apologies.
about? No worries, that's-
So I'm not trying to
Because
resist
then you make
progress
us
here,
have to
but
move
at the
the
same
septic.
time,
That might make it so-
if
That
my,
becomes
They
a
will
project,
have
so
septic.
it's not kind of
there's not a
important.
lot of
actually.
skill here now. But if my well is here.
What?
That's,
This is representing.
that's not a property line.
No, that is my property, so that's what I'm saying, so if
No,
you
that's-
that's 36 feet,
No,
okay?
Yeah, but
So now let's say, is this 150 feet?
Is that your property line, or is that the property line
No,
between?
this is my property line.
I thought that was
This is
the-
also
I
still
thought that
my
was the-
property, that peninsula
I
there.
thought you said there was property between you two.
No.
The
Now
wetlands.
now he's combined what was, what in my mind as if was two lots. Now he's combined it, because it wasn't understood as that at one point.
Right.
Okay.
So, but yes, so we're butters, he and I. So this is me.
Yeah, this is
Littlefield,
27.
Littlefield,
Okay,
Carver,
okay.
me. So that's
So
me,
it would be
that
who?
peninsula that goes out.
Yeah, so that's got to be looked into.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, if you could have your engineer put that on there, see.
But then, in problem solving, he doesn't have a lot of potential, if any, maybe he could shift, move it as far this way as
Well,
you guys would allow.
we had him really maneuver that house just so it would be out of the hunt, out of the hunt.
Yeah.
Right, so
well, let's see, let's find out how much of an issue it is, if it's a true
we'll
issue.
get his engineer to
Olivia,
put
are
something
you
on
able to
that.
pull up the old one?
This is the old one. This is I pulled it up just for reference. This is the one
Oh, this is the
This
original?
is-
Okay,
permit 688 that got approved.
okay.
All right, so maybe there's a
This was the
little more, a
original
little more
plan.
perspective here, so that I can see my property line
Right,
okay.
on this one more than the other one.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
this is what is in front of us right now. Then that's still your property line right there, yeah.
Yes.
But, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, but
they're
it doesn't,
slightly,
I guess
yeah.
it doesn't represent that.
The,
It doesn't show
Yeah.
That's the full locality
Yeah.
of my well.
Okay,
But do check with Board of Health too, because that would help out a lot.
yeah, find the plan on that.
Because we
Let
can't,
us know.
we only can go on the information that's presented to us, so we don't know.
See that?
because I know with this septic as well, there's also the 100-foot well radius to the right as well.
That's all right.
For
Yeah, it gets
this
a little
well.
dicey as far as if everybody doesn't follow suit, you know what I mean? So in my opinion, it would be that his septic needs to be in his front yard and his well need to be in his backyard. Everybody else along the street is in this rhythm of having a septic out front and a well to the rear right and a septic in the front. So to create the amount of space required, but now he's changed the rhythm
We just-
of the
But
road.
we had no indication your well was over there, so.
Yeah, but that's not, that's for the town, or others to understand, it's
Right.
not, for individuals to come.
Right. Well, it's good you pointed it out, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, thanks very much. Okay, so I will entertain a motion to continue this until May 20th.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to continue 19 Rochester Road until May 20th, and may be delayed further if no DEP numbers available. And we'll have to obviously look into this most recent issue and see if that changes anything. All right, so it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. 4-0. All right, 2 to go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks very much. 85 Purchase Street. Notice of intent, DEP SE 126.
Oh, yeah, this is this one. Oh, yeah.
704. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, MGL Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7:00 p.m. on Wednesday, May 6, 2026, in meeting room number 1 at Carver Town Hall to hear the notice of intent submitted by W.R. Logan Contractors for the construction of a single-family dwelling with on-site septic system and associated grading and clearing with the 100-foot within the 100-foot buffer zone to a bordering vegetated wetland. This project is located at 85 Purchase Street, Carver, Assessor Map 55, Lot 1-8. All interested parties are invited to attend. Good evening.
Good evening, Darren Michaelis from Foresight Engineering here on behalf of the property owner. This is a project that was approved back in 2004. The only changes since then is the well has been installed. That was the only work done back then. And we've slid the house a little further from the property on the right to leave a little bit more privacy, as the abutter on the left of us is already cleared right up to the property line and has a fence on that side. So it gives a little more buffer to the neighbor. There's no work within the 65 foot. Minimal work within 100, as you can see, basically just the reserve area, a little corner of the septic due to the well setbacks, and some grading behind the house.
Okay.
So I think one of the issues we had is we didn't see any flagging for the 100-foot or the 65-foot out there.
No, we don't flag that. We would have flagged the erosion barrier shown on the plan and the
We
house.
saw that, and we saw the
Yes.
house
Yeah.
flags, but
That's what we would have flagged for your site visit. When you say where you want us to put signs, then we'll have those staked out at that time with the 65 foot.
Where is the erosion barrier marked on that?
It's a thin line with the red, it kind of goes between the yellow and the green.
It's a line right behind the house there.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, as close as I can get. We were basically just grading behind the house just to not have a steep drop off. Get like 3 feet of grade there.
Usually when we go out there, the 65 is marked first and the 100, so we can tell relative to where those buffers are, how close the house is and how close the septic's gonna be.
Well,
So we had a
that's,
hard time determining if there was gonna be an impact because they weren't marked.
Yeah,
we
'cause it's
see,
so-
yeah, you have it on a plan and we staked all the
We saw it
corners.
on
Yeah.
the plan, but there was no stakes out there for us to see, except for that building corners. And then the
And the erosion barrier.
erosion barrier, but we didn't really.
So that's our limits of work. I mean, that clearly, that starts at the 65 foot and then cuts to the 100.
Right.
I can't be much more clear why we would have staked the 65 foot when we're not really near it. We usually stake our limits of work when we stake a site.
but you might be grading within,
So they're
100
grading
foot.
with the 100, right?
Yes, we're grading as shown there, probably 20 feet
Right.
behind the house.
so that's why we usually
That's why
to
we usually
see the
want the
100
mark
foot,
so
so
we can
then we
see.
look to see where you're gonna grade and what might have to come
What's gonna
down.
happen and all that kind of stuff.
That's why we turn in plans with colored lines so that you can clearly see what's within the buffer. I understand what you're saying, but as an engineer, the limits of work are the most important, and then having the house staked so you can clearly see where the limits of work are relative to the house.
But we like to visualize on property where the house
We
is
like to match it
compared
with
to
the
where the
map.
100-foot buffer is.
I understand
every,
that.
Every site we go to has their mark. I don't know, I mean, you've already surveyed them. Why can't you just mark them out there? I mean, that was our point, but.
I was not told that you wanted the
Yeah,
100-foot
yeah.
buffer staked, or we
Oh,
would
okay.
have. Because yes, once you're out there stating 3 flags is very simple.
Right. So,
It's a pretty straightforward project as far as a single-family home.
Oh, I agree, as long as everything's in the place it's supposed to be. And I don't doubt that it is, it's just that it would have been nice to be able to visualize it when you're out there.
I mean,
And we pinned all the house corners and the septic corners and the erosion barrier. I don't know how
Yeah, we
much.
saw that.
We saw
Yeah,
it, yeah.
and that's by a land surveyor, so you can't be off by 5 feet, you can't be off by 10 feet, we've got to put the house where we're showing it.
right.
So we didn't put offsets in, we put exactly where the work is going. It's a relatively flat site.
do you want to do?
I don't know. You want to continue just to put a few flags out there, or should we just like go?
I mean, you're gonna do an erosion control, will be the first inspection, will be the erosion control, and we can flag the 100-foot then if you want. Since your
Wanna do
agent
that?
can clearly see where that
Okay.
is.
Why don't we do that?
Do what? So run that by me again?
When he puts out the erosion control stuff, to do the 100-foot flag and the 65, we can take a look at it at that point.
Because you're gonna do an erosion control
Yeah.
inspection anyways.
Yeah.
And you'll have those flags clearly, and then we can kind of decide before then, maybe we'll hang the 65-foot flags where you wanna put the signs.
Just to
Okay.
verify that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we have to continue it, basically.
Yeah, we'd have to continue to go look again.
Okay, let's do it then.
All right, can I-
Well, I think
Well-
the part of the orders of conditions is that,
Or we can just put those orders of
well,
conditions?
in like almost all the orders of conditions, the applicant or whomever has to contact our office for me to go out and do a site inspection for erosion controls.
Okay,
So I'll already be doing that, and what he's saying is when I go out there for that, I can look at.
okay.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
have the flags out for her
Okay,
when
let's
we do
then.
that.
Okay.
Let's do that then.
That's fine.
That'd be great.
All right, so we'll continue, this be done in 2 weeks?
Why would we need to
You
continue?
don't know, she's
No,
saying you
I
don't
don't
need
think
to.
we don't-
No.
she can-
Oh, I
she can
see.
approve
Yeah, it's
the-
already in the order of conditions.
Yeah, you
but
can
it'd be in the
approve
order
Oh,
of
okay,
conditions, right.
I see what you're saying.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to want the posts.
Every 50 feet or so from the
every
property
50
line?
feet,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
At the
a
65
65-foot buffer,
That's the
Yep.
usual.
and we have the signs.
All right, is there anybody here? No, no one's here. Talk about this.
No one's
You guys
here
are
for
very
this.
patient.
Sorry, guys.
Simple thing, too.
All right, anybody have anything else?
No.
No, I think it's a pretty straightforward project.
Okay.
I'd like to have seen it staked out, but
Yeah.
Okay.
go ahead and do what we're doing then.
That's fine. Then I will entertain a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
And moved and seconded to close the hearing for 85 Purchase Street, SC 126704. All those in favor say aye. Aye. 4-0. Oh, any opposed? Hearing none. Now I will entertain a motion to approve the NOI for, there's nothing in the 65, so, okay, just to approve the NOI for.
With conditions.
With conditions.
With conditions, with some conditions.
With conditions as mentioned. For SE 126704.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right. And seconded. All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the NOI. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, 4-0. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for patience.
I win, I was quickest.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Jesus.
Sorry for
Thank you.
Hang in there so you're almost done.
I forgot my eye toothpicks.
I can tell everybody's losing it a little bit, but.
My voice is a couple of octaves lower.
Come on up.
Don't throw anything wild at us now.
Don't.
You know exactly what to expect.
Fireworks or whatever.
No.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Okay, we have no DEP number on this either?
No, we
No, you
haven't.
do. It just came in after.
Oh, okay. What
It's
is it?
705.
Okay. Okay, 5-9 Eda Avenue, DEP number SE 126-705. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, MGL Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7:00 p.m. on Wednesday, May 6, 2026, in meeting room number 1 at the Carver Town Hall to hear the notice of intent submitted by Edaville Entertainment Venue, LLC, for the construction of vendor structures within the 100-foot buffer zone to a bordering vegetated wetland and bank and the local 65-foot no-build zone. This project is located 5-9 Eda Avenue, 5 Pine Street, Carver, Massachusetts, Assessors Map 87, lots E1 and E2. All interested parties are invited to attend.
Hello.
The 7 o'clock in there was a little bit off.
Yeah, it's been a long day for everyone in the room, for sure. Sarah
got my
Stearns
luggage,
for
so.
Beals and Thomas, Ryan Roy, and Matt Pelletier from the applicant, King Richard's Fair. Just sort of building on our site visit today, this is a buffer zone only NOI that has been filed for work proposed to support the fair expansion. Those are just the topo plans in the beginning, so you can keep going. With a handful of structures proposed within the 65 and 100-foot buffer zone to the existing pond and delineated wetland, as shown on the plan in the green shaded area. I can go into as little or as much detail as you would like. A few different size structures, similar to what was built over the last season to help transform the former Edaville property into the current King Richard's Fairgrounds.
Okay.
So Carl, you weren't there, right?
No, I missed this one.
Oh, I'm sorry,
So
you're
the
right.
red ones and the ones that are right up against the
Yeah.
pond, part of it's paved.
I was gonna say, how much of that is pre-disturbed?
It's all disturbed.
So,
all
like-
disturbed.
Yeah, I
There's
have like
nothing.
some pictures.
The only issue
to
that
show.
I had when we went out there is there's two
There's
buildings that are gonna be on grass.
Right there.
Yeah.
That
And there's a
picture there.
retaining wall behind there.
And that's
But,
a dam,
Yeah.
anyway.
Is it-
But they said it'd be okay. I would like to see those just on wood, so just to keep the pervious ground there. That's part, the floor could
So
be wood.
like on a footing kind of thing on wood?
Oh, just like a shed.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how you do it.
You mean with a bare floor?
No, a wood floor.
A wood floor?
Yeah, wood
but-
floor.
But raised.
Yeah.
On
Okay.
footers as opposed to
Yeah,
concrete.
it's-
Yes.
Right, that's what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could make that happen, that's not a problem.
And the other ones are on asphalt anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Right, most of it's asphalt. I understand.
That was my only comment that I had when I went out there.
Yeah, there are only two
I mean,
buildings.
The rest of the stuff's already.
Those two
So it's the
buildings right
two.
The red one and the
These
orange
are
one next
grass,
to it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those two there, that's the
That's
only
all
thing that I
pavement
can
back
see.
there.
that
That's
we-
all
Yeah, the two
pavement.
blue ones are on pavement,
Yeah, and
the
the other
other
ones are
red one's on
lawn
pavement.
up-
Actually, I think
One's on a lawn.
one of the red ones is on pavement also, so you just got those two.
Yeah, it's the red and the
Red
orange.
grass ones,
I think
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
I can do that, that's
So,
not
like-
a
I mean, just to
problem.
be
For
consistent
the
with our,
design.
with what we do. I mean,
Olivia, if you scroll, I think there's an aerial photo showing this overlay, if that might help,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
right there.
Well, it sort of helps.
Sort of helps.
Sort
Yeah, I
of.
think
Yeah,
I've
no,
colored
You can
it.
kind of
Yeah.
see,
Pavement, but
now that we've been out there, you can sort of relate, and I know, Carl, you weren't able to join us,
I've
but,
been on Edaville property a ton over
Oh,
my
okay.
lifetime, so
Okay.
actually seeing this picture really helps me figure out exactly where
Okay.
everything is, so.
yeah, so that first orange one and the red one.
It's around grass.
And the different colors are just to demarcate different sizes.
Right.
That was really more for the planning board review, but we just wanted to use similar plans. But yeah, I mean, if they're fine with updating that,
I am.
and we're just showing it conceptually anyway, but that if it's included in the order of conditions can be relayed to the building commissioner
Yeah,
when
I
Matt
can
goes for a
arrange
building
that.
permit.
Okay, perfect.
Not a problem.
Okay.
And then
Other than
there's
that,
just the structures to the left that are 100-foot buffer.
Yes, so
But
that,
those again, those ones are paved.
that is,
Those are
yeah.
paved.
It's on
Yeah.
pavement.
So really, everything besides
These two are
two
the only issue.
are already on pavement.
Well, the
Well,
ones
no.
across the road
Yeah, across
in
the-
that
Oh.
same area that are just
Okay.
outside the
But that's not-
65.
that's like on a hill.
It's on a
With
lawn,
grass.
and it's outside the 65-foot.
Yeah.
So it is within the 100-foot buffer zone, but it's outside of that
few.
65.
Yeah, but it's on a hill.
Many.
Yeah.
So I was gonna condition like structures on grass or not on pavement should
Within the
be built
65,
with
yeah.
footings.
Within the, entirely.
Within the 65.
Within the 65, entirely within the 65, because it looks like that
It-
blue
So
one.
the
It nicks
the
it,
ones
yeah.
on the other side of the street, those orange and blue,
Right.
There's two
though
of them.
they're on grass, it doesn't, you don't have a preference? for
Well, that's
those
on,
or-
that's on a hill too, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
outside
it is
the
on a
65
hill.
too, so.
Outside the 65.
Well, it
It's long
touches
lawn.
the 65.
Blue and
Yeah,
the orange one there.
It's
The
on
blue and
lawn.
orange touch at 65. I would just say the two on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
The ones next to the water.
Okay.
basically.
The ones adjacent to the tailwater
Water.
recovery pond.
That's it. I mean, I
Okay.
don't see another issue, really.
Okay.
I'd like a couple of our placards to be along that fence that's already in place, the fishnet fence that protects people from going in the water. I would just like to have the wetlands designation plaques every, you know,
Just put them on the fence, we have them, you know, just,
yeah, just so, you know, as another warning.
so
for
people don't throw stuff, you know, it just gives them more awareness that there's
Mhm.
something, you know, there's something there.
Yep.
May sound silly.
What's
Can we
that?
Put them on a shield.
You can put them on a shield, you can make some sort of like neat thing out of it if you wanted to.
Can they renaissance it?
We could
Yeah,
just
you could even
Renaissance
Say,
Really?
put people's heads
You'll-
on spikes.
You'll die of some
Really?
a death spell if you send it.
Heads on spikes.
We'll leave it up to you.
Yeah,
Please don't fight.
Whatever fits the time period.
yeah. Be thee careful. Okay, there's no one else here. Anybody else have anything? Everything else looked fine and outside our jurisdiction, so there were a couple on the other side that were on pavement or on area already disturbed where other rides were. Those, the two orange ones and a green one that are in the 100-foot, but, and then a couple up by the platform.
But those are on asphalt.
But those are on asphalt as well, so there's really nothing being disturbed or changed other than the two that we talked about. Okay,
All right.
anybody, nothing else?
Make a motion to close the hearing?
Yeah, please.
Second.
Okay, second?
Second.
All right, and second, all right, been moved and seconded to close the hearing on 5-90 Avenue, DEP SE 126-705. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, 4-0. I'll entertain a motion to approve the NOI with the conditions that the two structures on the northeast side of the road adjacent to the pond be put on footers, and that we have some either of our placards or placards with the same language in the King Richard's Fair look be placed along the fencing.
Yeah, and a variance.
That's a variance, right?
And a variance.
Yeah.
Yeah, a variance, yeah. Okay, all those,
I'll make that motion.
make the motion, second?
Second.
And seconded, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, so that was the variance. Now we've got to approve the NOI. I'll entertain a motion to approve the NOI for 126-705.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve 5-9 Eda Avenue. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. We're good to go.
Thank you.
Thanks for being
Thank you so
patient,
much.
guys.
Sorry.
I know it's a little long, but
Good luck.
Thanks.
maybe educational or not, right?
Thanks for all the effort today. I know it was a lot. Welcome back, Sabri.
Thanks, yeah. The busiest day ever on Concom.
Yeah, this is gonna set a record.
Yeah, and I got my luggage back.
You think you did, you're not home.
No, he took a picture. He took a picture. I put a lawn chair in my carport and told him to put it behind it, and he took a picture. So it's in the right place.
Unless you didn't tip him, then he took it back.
No. This is the second time Air Canada's lost my luggage, and it's the same guy. So he's gonna be able to get to my house without instructions anymore if this continues. All right,
I do that. Keep going.
Approve the minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, did everyone read the minutes?
I did.
I did.
Anyone have any issues,
Have a good day.
questions?
No issues. See you later, guys.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from April 1st.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from April 1st. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I have to abstain, I wasn't here. So it is 301. Approved. Okay, conservation agent updates.
I just have a real quick. So one quick thing, Sarah Humans, who owns the bog property on Meadow Street, I think it's 187 Meadow
Yeah.
Street. She just gave me a quick update. So on the plan that I guess it's their conservation plan or on their file. She just wanted to let me know that in this section, that says like proposed landing area. So since they are gonna be dry picking their bogs, she just wanted to let me know that they're gonna be loaming and seeding that area.
Okay.
That's fine.
Just quick update. I just wanted to let you guys know.
I see they got the barn up, looks good.
Yeah, and then, I guess the only other quick update is in regards to the Wenham Road letter, I'm going to reach out to the property owner and see if maybe we could just do a site visit, during our next site visits on May 20th, ahead of the meeting.
Okay.
Just to see like if we can get somewhere with, the letter and what we observed and everything.
Okay.
And all that. But that's pretty much it. And tomorrow, for anyone who's available, we have the superseding order of condition site visits
At 10 and 1, right?
73 Tremont. Yeah, so Wareham Street is 10 a.m. 73 Tremont is 1 p.m. There was mention if everyone's available, we might just go
Do one now after the
one
other.
after another. But
So do you want to meet here and take the town car?
yeah, we can carpool.
What time? 9:45? Or 9?
yeah.
Or earlier or earlier than that?
It's 10 a.m. I think 9:40 will be fine. 9:45, but like leave at 9:45.
Yeah.
So
Say if you want to ride in the car, that's what you drive.
I'm not setting an alarm tomorrow. I'm telling you right now.
well, and again, like I mean, you don't.
Well, I'm going. If
You may or may
Yeah.
not see me.
Yeah,
I'm going
okay.
to try to make it. If I'm up, I'll go.
I
have
think
nothing else
just
to do.
like at the minimum, like
I'll
if
be here
I'm
before
there, it's good.
9:45.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to like.
I'll be
throw it
here
out
before
to you guys too, if you
You
want
guys
to.
will let me know how it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more so just so.
I might do one at 1.
I'll do
It
both.
actually happens at 1, but I'll
Who is
I'll be in
the
touch.
recording secretary now?
I can't remember who exactly it is, but they're doing them.
Patricia Pasella?
Oh,
Oh.
she signed at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's via recordings.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anybody?
No.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we're done. Thank you, Area
Thank you.
58.